So, Lena, you called an emergency meeting of the remaining founders of Wintercroft. You you assembled all of your things that you needed to potentially give to the investigators, things that were a little too risky to have anyone see over a fax machine message. You got on a plane, you flew to New York. You got the information Sunday. You gathered all your things Sunday night, where you received your first report back from the investigators saying that they had met up with Heather. She had given them the timeline of events, the breakdown of what happened with the sub going missing, and that they're planning on doing more investigating of the people involved on the morrow, which would be Monday. And so you probably catch a red eye, probably an overnight flight, and you're able to get to New York Monday morning. Bob, who you've known for quite some time now, Bob has been with you all, and hasn't seemingly aged a day, at least in y'all's eyes. So he would have picked you up from the airport. Madam.
Good to see you, Bob. How are you doing?
I'll be better soon.
How's the other job going?
I believe I'll be able to move on to my next assignment in a not too long, but yet still indiscriminate amount of time, madam.
Of course.
I'm looking forward to it.
I imagine everyone is.
Yes. Miss Lexington is an awful lot. I do not understand how that man deals with her.
I expect a bit of distance every now and then helps.
I think it's the money. And he'll just floor it at that point, just you pull out of here.
You may have a point. It's definitely the money.
And speaking of definitely the money, you pull up to the Lexington's house. It is one of those old money, definitely was built in the 1880s, 1890s manors in the heart of New York City. It's got its own little gate and fence, which opens up automatically for you. New tech, you know. Opens up automatically for you upon your arrival, and you park, and he will say, "Can I get your bags, madam? They're in the study."
Oh, yes, please. Thank you so much.
Certainly. I'll be joining you in a moment, and you just grab your bags. I imagine you carry your briefcase in with you.
Yeah, she keeps her purse and her briefcase on her.
Mm-hmm. And you enter the very elaborate manor where there's not a lot of staff here. There used to be more, but, you know, as the times have progressed, luxury and technology, Acacia's very into staying with the hip and the now. Haven't needed to have as much staff recently, so it appears to be a little emptier than usual. Perhaps they sent some home early for the day. And you find Ash and Acacia Lexington in the study. Lots of bookshelves on the walls, very classic. It used to be her father's study back in the 19-teens and 20s before she took over, and she's kept it surprisingly pretty much the exact way he left it, with just some updated outlets and wiring and such. You would walk in and... Oh, Lana, it's so nice to see you in person after all this time.
Acacia, it's been such a long time.
Yes, can I interest you in something to drink?
No. Ash, hello. How are you?
I bloody missed you so much. It has been too long. We have so much to catch up on. I've heard you've been doing a lot around the world, and I just want to hear everything about it.
Yes, quite a lot of lectures and things.
Lectures?
Yes.
What topics?
Well, the history and archaeology and all sorts of things.
Of course, yeah, big history things, you.
Yes.
I'm still, if you need things from the future, I'm still here to talk to you. My memory ain't failing me yet.
You know that if I ever start to do some fictional creative writing, lecturing, I expect that will come in most handy.
Well, if it
Your
does,
usual
I can
darling?
bring you.
Yes, please. Go easy on the milk. It's, I think I'm getting a bit intolerant these days.
Oh, dreadful.
Intolerant to the milk? Is that a thing?
Yes, unfortunately.
But like
does
one of
come
those
with age.
newfangled allergies. You know, we didn't have those in the future Nazi politics.
Oh,
Yes.
so they at least got rid of the allergies. That's
I don't know what
progress.
they did aside from be horrible.
imagine it was the eugenics, darling, that got rid of the allergies, and she'll set like a glass of brandy down, a glass of tea,
Yes.
and herself a glass of tequila, with some lime, tequila with lime. Of course. That's all it is. It's just like a spritz of lime juice, and then she goes, Now, I'm sure we can catch up on all the time in the world, but when you sent that fax message, it seemed quite had the urgent text on the top, you see.
Yes.
I imagine we should probably discuss that first. We have, you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Yes, of course. I do. I think we ought to get down to business first, but I think it shouldn't take too terribly long, and then perhaps we can catch up over dinner. How does that sound?
Yes.
I'd love that. Been dying for company.
I imagine you
Please stay.
Yeah, don't
She
worry, our
smiles
chef's preparing
sympathetically and cracks open her briefcase.
Our chef's preparing a wonderful spread for dinner. It should be delightful. And when as you crack open your briefcase, Acacia will reach over to like a drawer of the desk and like pull out a stack of paperwork and files herself, and give me the heebie-jeebies just looking through these old things.
Yes, I don't. I really hope it's not what I'm thinking, but all signs point to, the consequences of our own actions.
Oh dear, I hate those. Go on, more specifically, which actions? Which consequences?
Many of the actions in Antarctica, I'm afraid.
Many of them.
More than a few. Nothing to do with the Nazis, I think, but
Thank God.
mostly the other things.
Like that.
Those things with the.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Tubular.
Darling, could I trouble you for a splash of anything alcoholic you have?
We
into
have
my tea?
everything alcoholic. What would you?
Want to bring out
Wonderful.
the special brew?
Yes.
The special-
I think
it is
that
a
would
special
be
occasion.
well suited to this discussion.
Remember that scotch y'all found in Antarctica?
You still have that?
I've been saving it for a special occasion. Officer Turlow gifted me one of the bottles when we got back to port. Well, it's only
You
half
know,
gone.
this is certainly a special occasion.
I could do with a drink as well. It's been a few hours since my last. It'd be good to do. This is why I love you, Acacia.
I love you too, darling. She will pour you all a hefty pours, and you'll get like a little shoulder rub as she pours yours, Ash.
She takes
He's very indulgent with it. He's like, oh, thank you. Oh, ever so grateful.
She takes a very, very long, solid drink off her now spicy tea.
It has that flavor you remember ever so slightly from, what was it, 53 years ago? When you were headed to Antarctica, not knowing the perils that lay ahead.
Tastes like ignorance and innocence. Lovely.
Sounds like what's what we need.
So,
And she'll start kind of getting some of the papers she did not fax along out and share them around.
my grandniece gave me a call from where she was at, and they're having some troubles with some disappearances down there, it seems.
Yeah.
And some of the things she referred to rather specifically reminded me of those creatures and such
I
that
see.
we found.
Tubular beings.
Something like that, yes. I
Anything else other than the, that maybe roused to suspicion, or is it just?
Well, let's just say a few too many things seem to match up.
And she'll
Yeah.
kind of she would have probably done a bit of analysis in the in between times and has kind of jotted a lot of notes around between what Heather told her and after digging frantically through her own materials and probably some heavy drinking while doing so to cope with what she had to look at again.
Yeah. There was some sanity, a little bit of sanity
Yeah.
loss again.
Yes. She will have copied some notes and down on some of her what she suspects of this situation. So,
Yeah.
I'm a bit at a loss as to what we ought to do here.
Well, we should definitely give them this information, I believe. It might be better for them to have it, not need it, than need it and not have. We'll put it in a red envelope. That's like a do not open unless emergency color, right?
Yes, I would.
Pretty dangerous color.
Seems wise. I would like to make sure they have easy access to it, but I don't think we want to blow the whole thing open immediately. I mean,
No.
if it never comes up, it's best if they just don't know, don't you think?
Darling, do you remember in the safe we have upstairs on the second floor with
I think
the,
I remember one.
the
I'll go
vial?
and get it for you.
Yes.
find the
Why
vial.
don't you bring our little
Oh.
friend? That could be a good indicator if they need to open the file.
Are we sure about that?
Well, they're not going to see anything if...
I guess you're right. You have to be a certain level of kooky to... All right.
None of us
Right,
have
I'll
been
go and
able to
get it.
see our dear friend in years.
It's true.
We almost miss him.
Almost.
And he'll wander off and go and toddle off with his walking stick and sort of make his way up the stairs arduously and go and grab the goop.
It's in a safe that has been it's illuminated on the inside, and it's decorated rather nicely, like a small little bedroom almost. It's a little strange, and on what would be the bed in this little dollhouse, almost interior of a safe, is a little glass vial with one of those little sealed stoppers that you'd have on like a type of canned good rather than a cork stopper.
Yeah, and I think he'll open the safe up delicately and will take up the vial in his hand and look at it and go, "It's time for you to soar again. Let's get you out there, you little prince, you." And he'll huddle on towards the room again and hand it out with sort of a tear in his eye as he hands out the small tube to Acacia.
Yes. I believe this was more your forte, and she'll hand it to Lena.
Yes, thanks.
You see that oil slick?
trading well.
And just-
Of course.
And don't shake it about too much. They don't like that.
No.
I'm well aware.
Yes, I don't like it too
Well, I
dark.
Of course. Well, we'll
Just, you
make
know,
sure
it's-
you're in a well-lit space, although at the moment you'll have to make do with my purse. I'm sorry, old friend.
Right.
So difficult to see him grow up and leave.
Dear. It's but I hope they won't have to meet him, but if they do, it's better than that than some other rude awakenings, I suppose.
It's true. It'll have to do.
You're right.
So I've got
any of them-
Baxter's sketches here. They're all covered because I had to look at them initially, and it was not. Thankfully, I'd had enough tequila at the time. I think I got them all, but
I had to go through quite a lot of my own old notes, and I'm feeling a touch of regret, but I've organized what I can.
I see.
Appreciate how hard it must have been. I don't have too much relevant information, but if they need anything to give them a bit of a zip when they need it, sure we could come up with something. I've got enough books up there. I've been practicing still.
Oh, good. That's
Yes,
right. You
how's
do
your
practice. Every
how's
Wednesday.
your magic stuff that you do, or whatever it
Right.
was?
I've been bringing some people in to start a secret cabal. It's been quite fun.
We've been
Fabulous.
calling it Cabal Wednesdays. It's
Indeed.
it's a bit of
It's good.
fun.
Was that or it was bridge? So I thought that, magic, more interesting than bridge.
Sounds a touch more exciting, yes. Perhaps if you've got any charms or anything that might be of use to them.
It's a good
that
idea.
is,
See what I
something that doesn't require actual knowledge that they could
Didn't
just,
you make that,
push a button or make a stroke and call it good.
That one you just threw in a fire. Didn't you make that one time? That one you threw in the fire and made everyone. You told me it made everyone real sleepy or something like that.
I remember the sleepy fire one, yes.
That one
I can
didn't
get a few.
require any activations. We could send that along.
Sure,
we
I
need
can send
someone
a
to
couple of
send
them.
it.
Maybe, yeah, I could do that. I can make them in the little shape of little hippos.
Oh, that would be so cute.
That'd be
Hey.
absolutely darling.
Call them sleepy hippos. Sleepos. No, that's not good.
I thought it was rather nice. Remember
As well,
that?
I imagine. I'm sure they'll come up with their own clever names for them. They have a
sure
clever
they
name
will.
for everything these days. Those kids.
Remember that doctor, darling, that we flew to Zambia. We flew in Zambia the other time. She was looking for
Lil?
the pterodactyl, the Kongamato. She was looking for that one. What was
Right.
her name? She was
Dr.
Welsh.
Lil?
Bronwyn.
Bronwyn.
Hughes, Dr. Hughes. She's based here in New York. We could probably send her out later tonight, tomorrow.
Makes sense. Oh, I remember her. Very level-headed. Very
Very
stout.
level-headed.
You know,
She
that
remind
sounds
me
like
of
exactly
my-
what we need.
Outsmarted some poachers, I believe.
Yeah.
She's not going to be given to curiosity, you think?
No.
I don't think so.
Right, because I don't think it would be ideal if, things got cracked open a bit too
We
soon.
could always put a little tag on the vial that says, "Do not open red folder until this alarm goes off." We can call it an alarm or something. People,
Yeah.
That might just do the trick.
We could get real
Take the vial
good
back
notes. People always follow notes.
they should at the very least.
They should.
What do we? I mean, do they need money? Do they need a boat? We have them. I mean, the Tallahassee just underwent maintenance in Panama. Could be there within a few days.
Well, there was a situation with a submarine that seemed to disappear, so they're going to need to get to the water somehow, I think.
Right, I'll have the Tallahassee
Tallahassee.
sent over. Yes. It'll arrive after the good Dr. Bronwyn, but it'll get there nonetheless.
She can go with the message that they've got a boat coming. I think that will be welcome news.
I think that will, it needs some charms. Let me get a list going. She goes and she pulls out a typewriter, opens it up from the desk because it's the 80s. And she's just gonna start typing up, the list of supplies that y'all are gathering so you don't forget anything. Full on, business millionaire secretary lady mode. Just. All right. I guess we'll give them, a couple $1,000s of spending money, bribe money, whatever they need.
I think that should be
2,000,
sufficient.
sure.
If they need more, I could always try to wire them some additional funds.
Yes, do they have
as
a,
they
what is
need
it? They have Western Unions in, what was it, Argentina?
Yes.
Mm.
And in any case, I'll make a grandfather and grandmother do that anyway.
Understand.
Yeah.
She certainly makes enough money still.
Right. Anything else in the notes? Oh, Bob, you're here again. That was my heart. I told you to start startling us like that.
Yes, thank you, Bob. You could just set those just over there. Be gentle with the green case. It's got some fragile items.
No, I've
in it.
already put the things in your room, ma'am.
Thank you.
Could not help but overhear the conversation, and I was wondering if there was any mention of that infernal penguin.
Doris.
Let me check my notes. Was there?
Oh, yes. Apparently eccentric millionaire, Jack Grimm, who Acacia probably knows, actually, has been inseparable from a penguin that he dresses up and refers to as Doris, according to Heather.
Let's see. Here we are. So, yes, actually, there's a gentleman named Jack who has a penguin he dresses up and affectionately refers to as Doris.
I see, thank you, ma'am. This will be taken into consideration.
Bob, are you planning to make a plane to Argentina? I just want to make sure I can tell them what to expect so you don't, pop up and surprise them.
Oh, don't worry, madam. As you know, I'm very good at going undercover if need be.
Of course. All right.
I will have to confer with my superiors, and perhaps someone's parole will be cut a bit short.
Oh, really? I mean, I'll be so upset to lose you, Bob. But I have been on very good behavior, so...
Yes.
Yes,
It
well,
depends on more
you know
pressing
what?
issue.
Bob, if you'd like, here, I've got some additional copies of my notes. You can have them.
Thank you, madam.
Always so arranged.
Yes, well. The old hands are getting a bit cramped. I may need to hire another secretary to start taking my notes.
I'll recommend it.
I would imagine so. I certainly can't lug around a typewriter all the time. I'm still a little bit old school.
Yes.
Shorthand, it does well.
Shorthand
There's
was
nothing better
nice
than-
and all that.
Nothing better than writing with your own hands.
It's true.
I recommend a personal assistant.
You know, I've been considering.
And she will keep typing up away supplies and things that you were going to send to the group. Makes notes to check on the Tallahassee, send it that way if need be.
Yeah.
What about a sub? Do we need to acquire a submersible to send to them? I mean, I'm sure.
I
they can
expect
surely.
they may, considering
no
the
harm.
disappearances.
We'll look into it. I'm not sure what I'll be able to pull, but I mean, best to look into it now, not have to scramble later. Look.
Of course.
I mean, there's a few around. I'm sure we can find one.
Right, of course. Oh, see, anything else? Business? Before we get to pleasure?
Well, let me see. What else have I missed?
Got the sketches, the etchings, the newspaper articles. We've got the personal journal entries of, well, some of ourselves.
Yes. I've got some of my rubbings and such from all the archaeology work. I think that will be sufficient for the files.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
I imagine we can get to more pleasant business.
yes. Ka-ting! As it hits
Hey,
the
mate.
end of the line and she slides back over.
Like the ending of a parole of time police to celebrate.
It does seem we have a celebration on our hands, perhaps.
Perhaps indeed. Let's not put all our eggs in one penguin-shaped basket, but I'm thinking Doris is a bigger wanted threat than you are, my dear, and if so, we should celebrate.
What? He looks a bit like considerable of that. He's like, "Oh, right, yeah, that's it.
How's it feel to be beaten out by a penguin?
Wasn't she taxidermy?
Yes.
Unsettling.
I think
A
I need to.
dead penguin.
That is painful to hear, and it hurts my feelings a bit, actually, Lena. I think maybe I need to up my game. Maybe Cabal Wednesdays needs to take a new look at things. Get beaten out by a
Perhaps
taxidermy
I support
penguin.
you whenever you decide, dear.
Thank you.
Perhaps
This
that
is
would.
why I appreciate you, my dear.
Perhaps maybe keep Cabal Wednesdays a little bit on the tamer side.
I'll start whispering the second part. Cabal
Think-
Wednesdays.
Think about, the reputation of the organization.
Well, it's extracurricular.
Yes, but these things do sort of carry over.
All right. Well, I'll think on it.
Last thing I'd want is to have to investigate you myself.
Well, if
Just
that
kidding.
gets to that point, maybe I'm beating out Doris.
You know, that's true. I think
I
it's
don't wanna
best
be
if we
against
let Bob pay attention to Doris.
I think
You've
that's
been
right.
waiting for this parole for a very long time, Ash.
53 years of Bob going everywhere we go. Remember that time we went to the Bahamas? He stood there on the beach the entire time in the full Zoom. We were trying
Oh
to have...
God, he followed you on vacation.
He follows us
Remember that.
everywhere.
That sounds.
Sometimes we
awkward.
get lucky and he obscures himself and we can't at least see him, but you know.
It's been odd to look him in the eyes at times.
I expect so.
Still, I'm happy for that much. You've soothed my nerves. Thank you. I don't want to become irrelevant. You know, aging feels so terrifying.
It's just a thing that happens with time.
Aye, maybe it is.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
let's not dwell on that.
that's not well in that. We'll let the, I think it's time for the new generation to handle things.
Yes, I quite agree. I certainly have no intention of going down there myself.
Oh heavens, no, you couldn't pay me. Not that I mean, my price is very expensive to begin with, but no, I'm staying up here in New York until this is all resolved.
Yes, I've still got
quite a full schedule with the lectures and such to continue, so...
Yes, and I will. Just I'm
Well,
keeping
pretty
up with
free.
my jazzercise lately.
Oh.
But
How is that? Are you enjoying that?
it keeps the blood pumping. It's something that keeps me limber, keeps me fit. They say exercise is good for you. I mean, look, I don't have that many wrinkles, and I haven't even had work done yet.
Haven't aged a day since I first met you.
Oh, quite impressive.
What a sweet talker. Now, if that's the case, I believe that dinner should be just about ready.
Wonderful.
Can't wait.
I am excited to eat something other than airplane food.
Wonderful. Actually, I suppose it's more of lunchtime, isn't it? But I will have this all gathered up, and I'll ring for the Dr. Hughes after our lunch and get her on a plane.
Wonderful.
You know what? I guess we'll ring the agency beforehand so they can buy tickets and whatnot. You two go ahead into the dining room. I'll handle business, and she gets the fun
Yes,
out.
of course.
Of course, and if there's any more plane tickets going, I mean, I can take a trip out.
You know what? We should go somewhere really nice. What do you think?
Okay.
Warm?
Yeah.
Warm? Europe?
Let's go with warm.
Philippines? Or maybe we should stay out in the southern
I'll be
hemisphere.
doing a lecture in Italy in a few months.
That sounds nice.
You know, we do
Let's go
have
to
a
Italy.
villa in, the Napa Valley. Let's do Italy.
Let's do Italy.
And she rings the call, and you two walk away towards the dining room, blissfully alone.
It's good to see you again, Lena.
How are things going, Ash?
Oh, pretty well, actually. I mean, I try to put it on a bit more when I'm around wifey just to make sure she's happy, but yeah, it's
course.
going well. I'm a very kept man.
You
Just
certainly
what I wanted.
are. That's a very expensive jacket.
Thank you. Yeah, I know her. She bought it for me. Her tailor fit me in it. Do you feel sometimes like you're losing control a bit when you're getting older? I feel like I can't leave.
You know, perhaps a little bit of freedom might do you some good.
I'm just thinking it might, but it's hard to get out from under the cosh.
Of course.
Maybe if I find a way to slip away, I'll take a little trip somewhere a bit more interesting.
You know, I wouldn't go running off somewhere too interesting. You are. How old are you now?
I'm in my prime.
Of course. As am I. Prime enough to stand for 3 hours and keep talking to a bunch of college kids who don't want to listen to anything and would rather be out drinking, but...
Well, they're missing out if they don't want to be listening to you, Lana. Your brain is a wonderful thing.
Thank you. I do try.
Speaking of wonderful things, the chef here, very good.
Must be nice. I have a
Aye.
housekeeper that comes from time to time, but, you know, I still try to get in the kitchen myself every now and again.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not allowed to do too much myself. I'm still surprised that I'm able to wipe my own arse, really. I'm sure the year will come when we hire one of them too.
You know, I hope not.
Oh, I hope not. It'd be very strange.
Although,
Like, where do you look when that's happening?
I
What can
expect
you
that-
make? Make small talk.
You
How's it
know, I
going
don't.
back there?
I don't know. That would be between you and your keeper.
I know. I'm worried about that. Still,
you know,
away
if-
from that.
If you think, you know, if you need a bit of space from Acacia, there's plenty of small investigations that we could always handle ourselves.
Sounds good.
We've got a few
We can do it.
got a few simple ones.
Might be up
Possibly
for
local.
that. I mean, of course, I'd have to make sure to get approved, but I mean, I'd be down for
Sure.
that. I've been missing being in the field.
I mean,
Now with a bob over
every
my
now and
shoulder.
then you need someone undercover as an absolutely inconspicuous old person just going about their day.
Mhm. Well, I can
expect
be
you could do
very
that.
inconspicuous and old.
Exactly.
Well, Lena, you've brought some youth back to this old heart. I've missed
do
having you
try.
around.
Well, I've missed coming around, but I can only handle so much of your beautiful wife before I lose my sanity again.
It is an acquired skill.
Yes, it is. Although she's mellowed out substantially over the years, although I'm not entirely sure if it's the years or the alcohol.
The alcohol and me, I think. We've helped. I like to
That's
think
good.
I've helped.
That's good. I think you've softened the edges a bit. She's slightly less intolerable. No offense.
Oh, well. You know, love. It's what it does.
Well, she certainly seems to love you, honestly and earnestly, so that's good.
Why her? She terrifies me, but I love her to bits.
That's a good state for a husband to be in with his wife.
Right? Exactly know my place.
Is she all right up there?
I hope so. I'm sure she'll be down.
And with that, you enter the dining room. Food is slowly being placed on the table since not everyone has gotten there yet. And Acacia will join, as she had to get some plane tickets for both the investigator you were sending and to Italy, apparently, because, you know, one must travel at times on whims when you have lots of bonkers
you
amounts
have
of money.
So much money, you might
So
as well
much
use it.
money.
Yeah, when you have an absurd amount of money.
Bonkers amounts of money. Millions in the 30s. I don't want to think about how much she has now. But you have given some assistance to our wonderful group of investigators that are in Ushuaia, Argentina right now. What they will do with this, and the new investigator you send to join them, we will have to wait and see. And say hello. Hi, hello, and welcome everyone to this week's episode of Call of Cthulhu Beyond the Mountains of Madness. We're gonna go in a reverse order from what we normally do. We're gonna say who we are and who we're playing. Thanks again to Jess and Steve for being guests at the beginning of this episode. I love them dearly. Those poor survivors from Beyond the Mountains of Madness. Unfortunately, we do not have Prince with us this evening. Work has claimed him, and thus his sanity as well. So he'll just have to find out all the wonderful things that happens next week. But we do have a new player with us tonight. Hannah, how are you this evening?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking. I'm so excited to be here. I cannot wait to play with you guys.
Wonderful, wonderful. We'll save a little bit about your character because, you know, she'll get introduced in just a moment. But we do also have with us Snow. La Gloria, how are you tonight?
I'm also here and actually I'm not muted. Yay! On the first go. Very excited. You know, nice to meet our new doctor. Excited to go to the volcano, and I'm excited to dream about nothing tonight.
That's
after
great.
Our wonderful roles. Yes.
Wonderful. I'm excited for you to be in the Roll 20. Speaking of which, Nuggetosaurus, how are you this evening?
I'm great. I'm very concerned about everything that's going to be happening tonight, but it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Are you concerned?
It'll be totally fine. I'm Nugget. I'm playing Bobby May Dean, the investigative photojournalist from New York City, who has totally normal dreams all the time.
Yeah.
Every time.
That sounds right. I can't refute that. That's just science. It's accuracy. Someone else who I cannot refute because their face is very still, but they are here, would be Yutsai. Yutsai, how are you this evening?
Hello, I'm doing well. I'm here to stare unflinchingly into the darkness.
I love it. What? And who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Parker Lee, a pawn shop owner who has had enough of thinking that things like things can't be explained by mundane and normal things like human greed. It's everyone's overthinking it. It's something simple. I know it is. I just gotta find the proof.
Yeah, you just gotta find the proof, and I cannot wait for that day. But until then, we last ended on Tuesday morning of the April 15th, 1986. But we're gonna rewind to Monday, April 14th, where Dr. Bronwyn Hughes, you are in your apartment with your two lovely cats. And you get a phone call. It is probably about 11 a.m. on a this Monday.
Okay.
Bring, bring, bring.
Hello?
Oh, hi, yes, Dr. Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, this is Miss Acacia Lexington. I've got a very high priority job for you, if you're interested.
Oh, yes, I'm definitely interested.
Great, wonderful. So we sent a team not terribly long ago to Argentina, Ushuaia, and that's in the Tierra del Fuego region. We need to send them some backup, some supplies. They were all on one job and they got transferred to another, so we didn't have a chance to resupply them. So we were hoping you could bring some extra funding and some items for them, and as well as provide your own wonderful support as a wonderful investigator.
Sure, absolutely. Where did you say that she's gonna look around for a pad to write down? Where did you say they were going?
They're
Exactly.
in Ushuaia, Argentina. If you come down to the office, I'm organizing everything you need right now. And we'll be calling a cab for you to catch some flights. You're gonna have to overnight in Buenos Aires because we just could not get. It's not a big airport, Ushuaia, but you can go to Buenos Aires, stay the night there. We've already procured a hotel, and then morning you'll be in Ushuaia.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me find somebody to look after the kids, and then once I'm done with that, I'll come right down.
It sounds wonderful. I'll be here.
All right. She'll hang up.
All right. And what do you do to get ready? What does packing for a job kind of look like? Especially this kind of last minute. It sounds like a big job. Like there's a whole group of people you're
It
gonna be
does
joining?
sound pretty big. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty chaotic. I mean, the first thing she does is she'll go to the neighbors and knock rapidly on the door and
Hey.
ask for the neighbor to look after the cats.
Of course, I'd love
unexpectedly.
to.
Oh, thank you. Bless you. And I don't know how long they'll be gone, so if you could just check in on them every day or so to make sure just that they haven't
Oh, sure.
knocked
Yeah,
over
I'll
the
do my.
waffle.
I've got a new book for the book club. I'll do my readings there in the afternoon and spend a little time with them.
Great. Oh, thank you. Bless you. So she'll go back into her apartment, pull out her big old bright pink suitcase,
Yep.
just start throwing everything into it. She learned a little bit last time
Stand-
that she should pack a little more sensibly
yes.
for
yes.
the location that she might be going
Mhm.
to. All right, so she is going to be packing what seems like it would be relevant for the weather. There's
Yes.
what she assumes the weather to be down there.
Yeah. Cold.
But it is going to be
Figure it's-
pink.
Because it's winter.
Mm-hmm.
There. Well, not quite winter. It's be almost winter. It's their autumn right now,
Mhm.
basically. Because southern hemisphere, So you imagine it's pretty chilly. If you look on a map, imagine you've got a nice little world map in your apartment somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You'd see the very tip, the southernmost city in South America is Ushuaia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So-
down there.
The lighter clothes go in the suitcase, zip it up, and then on go the big old boots, and on goes the big old coat,
Mhm.
so that she can get it on the plane without having to check a suitcase. So, and then she'll head on down to the agency.
No problem. There's a car waiting for you to take you to
Oh,
the
excellent.
agency. Yes, you are driven there. You arrive, and there are. It seems you will have some luggage, but not
Mhm.
your own. Just things that Wintercroft is sending. It's all crated up, and it's already got packing slips on it. And Acacia is there. She is standing there. She's got a typical 80 power business suit. I think this one's purple. It's got
Okay.
the shoulder pads, knee length. And she'll go, "Oh, Dr. Hughes, so glad you could make it. I've got several items for you.
Okay.
Let me give you a little briefing. If you could step into this room. There's
Sure.
a couple people in the lobby because it's a weekday morning. And she will step into a side room, close the door. And again, these rooms are fairly soundproof. You cannot hear the conversations going on in the lobby while you are in this room, and vice versa.
Okay.
All right, so on this table I have some things you're gonna need to take with you. That box out there, inside of it, it's a shipping crate, but inside of it you'll find a box labeled spells and artifacts. That is gonna
Alright.
be for y'all's personal use if you find a need for one of them things. They're all labeled with little, notes and instructions, which you should follow to the T's, because you don't, they either won't work or it might blow up in your face a little. My husband assembled that. Let's see. Oh, I've also got this, and she pulls out a red folder. I'll get to that in a moment. But first, let me tell you about what's going on. So, there's a young lady, one of the other founders, Miss Lena's daughter, no, Griffin, Miss Lena Griffin. She, her grandniece is down there doing some like filming shoot for a television series, documentary, serial type thing.
Sure,
They're hoping
sure.
it gets on PBS. It's, they're filming in the Ushuaia area, the Tierra del Fuego, to try to look for ruins, ancient artifacts, strange phenomena down there. They heard some rumors of things washing ashore. And Mr. Jack Grimm, he's a known eccentric millionaire from Texas. And he has organized, he's funding most of the expedition. They're trying to look for some ruins. Anyway, they found some things in a lake. They found there was a little sabotage of the film stuff. And they had a little submarine they were borrowing from MIT. And that went missing with 4 people inside of it. So they haven't quite reported that yet, so it's a bit on the hush-hush. The group knows, but don't talk about it at the airport or nothing.
Sure.
That's gone missing. I think it went missing on Friday. Sounds right. And so Heather, being a very nice young lady from what I hear, she was very concerned and asked some investigators to look into it because she thinks it's some type of sabotage or the like. However, I will say with some of the artifacts that have been washing ashore, they are a bit reminiscent of some things that we found, well, my fellow founders and I found back in 33 in Antarctica, and some of those artifacts were a little concerning. And we saw some odd things there, and we dealt with the situation, but we believe that some creatures, some things, people and such might have left Antarctica and found their way towards South America. We found some things that indicated Tierra del Fuego might be a point of interest for them, although we could not follow up at the time, and it wasn't really relevant as we thought we had handled the situation completely. Hopefully it's nothing, but just in case it is, this is a red folder.
Okay.
Don't open this folder. It's like a thick, and it's one of those like tied off, sealed kind of folders, and attached to it you see a little glass vial. With like a, not a cork top, but like one of those little latch tops with the seal, and a note, and like a little piece of like that brown like packing tape on it that says, indicator, fragile, do not open. So this is an indicator of sorts. When it goes off, and you'll know when it goes off, that's when you should probably open the red folder. I don't recommend opening it before then, because it just probably won't be relevant before then. And the indicator, I know it says fragile, don't open, but also please don't shake it, or keep it in complete darkness for long periods of time.
Sure.
And inside this indicator, you see, like, it's kind of slick, like it has some kind of, like, maybe like olive oil or something, and there's like an oily sheen if you, like, move it a little bit. But that's all. You don't see anything else. It's a little weird. So we're going to be sending, we have an old boat. It's called the Tallahassee. It's going to take a few days to get down there, but we will be giving y'all a boat in case you need it. We don't know everything you need. Oh, also, here's an envelope of money, and she'll hand you an envelope full of money.
Sure.
We probably need some funds. If you need more funds, let us know. We'll evaluate and do like a Western Union transfer or something. We'll wire some, but that cash should last you a while. The group is staying in the hotel Villa Brescia. They've done some looking into the things there. They found some little artifacts, some doodads and whatnot. And I think they said they were going to be looking into more things today. I understand I won't be able to have that report for you because, well, you'll be flying. But they should be able to fill you in tomorrow. We're letting them know that you're on your way, so they will be expecting you.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
She looks at the vial that cannot be kept in darkness for long periods of time. No, I think you covered pretty much everything.
Wonderful. All right then. You've got a plane not too long from now. There's a car outside right there. They're loading up the other things now, ready to take you when you're ready.
Great. Excellent. Is everything out there? I'm taking all of that with me then.
Yes, just a couple boxes, crates. Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Wonderful. Well, good luck. And, they know, but make sure you include anything you found out that you feel is needed in a report. Just reporting daily rather than upon, a summary report, just in case. Good luck. And she does like a awkward little pat. And then we'll open the door back to the front where you see someone picking up the crate and carrying it into a car that's out front.
Yep. There I go.
You go, you fly. The flight's pretty uneventful. It takes 11 hours to fly from New York City to Buenos Aires. It's a long day. You get in late at night, but there's a taxi that will take you to a nice little hotel right across from the airport. Your stuff's transferred onto a plane for the next day, and you arrive in Ushuaia, Argentina. It's a bit brisk, a bit chilly. It's very scenic, though. It's a little coastal city, lots of mountains. It's a small town. You maybe 20,000 people. It's not big. It is not a lot bigger now. No, it was not big in 1986. So you arrive, and there is some taxis waiting, and one of them can take you to Hotel Villa Brescia. But while you're on your way, let's cover everyone else. It is a new, beautiful morning. Teddy's having some real interesting dreams. But some people made power checks the night before when they went to bed. It's great. Irina and Parker, you have a pleasant night's sleep. Everything is fine. Parker, you actually sleep really well with your extreme success. It's solid night of sleep, and you don't have quite as much of a headache the next day, but it's still a little bit of a headache. Irina, you wake up, you have a slight headache. Bobby May, you succeeded on a power check before you went to bed.
I did.
We're very proud
That
of
is
you.
correct.
You still have a dream, but it's not gonna be a terrible dream because you succeeded. It's great. You're back in your photo lab.
Mm-hmm.
Your dark room. I'm sorry. But you're in your dark room. And you've got some pictures from today's events on the wall. You've got the boat you guys broke into. You have the dockmasters, like the pictures you took there.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, just pictures of people you spoke to throughout the day. There's a picture of kittens, and it's very cute. It makes you feel happy and warm and fuzzy when you look at it. And right where you left it on the back wall, but now instead of clipped up, like drying it, it's now in a frame on the wall. Is that dark void with the eyes?
With the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just in a frame. That poster print's in a frame on your back wall in there.
All
Looking
right.
real nice. Your cozy little dark room.
Nice little dark room. Now in the past, when I have looked at my photos, there has been a strange symbol on some of them. Do I see any of those on today's photos?
Yeah, that's weird. You do in the Dockmasters.
In the Dockmaster, all right.
Photo,
okay.
like the photos of like that little series of events.
Yeah, right.
That has
right.
that on there. And if you look at them too long, you hear that tekeli-li.
You know, funny you
in the
mentioned
background.
that.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. This is Dream World, right? Do I happen to have my transmitter in my hand in this dream?
Do you want to have your transmitter?
I would
in your
like
hand?
to have my transmitter.
Wow! Look, the transmitter's in your hand. That's great.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Since I am in a dream and I know that my companions are not quite fond of this sound, I would like to flick it on, and I would like to see if I can further identify that sound.
Yeah, you flick it on. Tekeli-li, 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 tekeli-li. And there's a cat. No, I'm kidding. And where do you set it down? You just hold it, or you set it down somewhere?
Well, yeah. My
question.
companions had a reaction to it. Do the eyes have any type of reaction to this sound?
Are you trying to sense motive from the eyes, like you did
I would
last time?
like to. Yes.
Please give me a psychology check.
Psychology. All right, here we go.
Success.
That is a success.
Wonderful. So you get some vibes again from this picture. You get the vibes you get from turning on this noise and being in here. You still have that sense of curiosity that you have felt earlier, and the amusement, but now you get also vibes of intrigue.
Okay.
And
Is that
caution.
so? And caution. Okay, the intrigue, do I feel like it's more intrigue about me or intrigue about this sound?
Intrigue about... You did a pretty good success. It wasn't a hard success, but you think it's intrigue about the situation. Rather than specifically you or the sound. It's the fact that you are playing this sound. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, willingly and, just summoning it to the dream world. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you said caution as well.
And caution. Yes.
Caution. Okay. I will, because this sound it unsettles Bobby May, but it also, she has heard it before.
She has heard it before.
In her dreams, and she's in a dream right now.
Yeah.
So I want to put it in the center of the room. So anywhere I go in the room, like I can hear it. Right?
Yes.
And I want to pull up the photos that have the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And is there can I do like a photography check or something like that to see if I can like remove this symbol or like identify it or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, give me a photography check to really like look at these pictures. Because you only took a picture of the logbook yesterday. You didn't take these other pictures. You remember that much.
Yeah, I took
like your mind's eye photos. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Photography check. That's a failure. I am gonna spend a luck to make it a success.
You spend a point of luck to make it a success. You really look at these pictures of the Dockmaster, of the hut, of the signal emitting. You focus on it. Think really hard. And it's weird. You hear something else. Sound of waves. Sound of the ocean. Or the lake. It's hard to tell. Sound of waves. Sound of water. And the sound of the signal becomes muffled. As if underwater. Kind of like, when sounds are underwater, they sound a little different or weird. Not necessarily muffled, just
slightly distorted.
Slightly distorted. Focusing on it, and it's slightly distorted, almost as if it's coming underwater. Your red room that you developed photos in takes on a bluish-greenish hue. As if you were looking at light from underwater. And you feel a pull towards the water, which is weird.
That's
you don't
highly
like
unusual.
the water.
No, terrified.
Because that is your phobia, this pull, it's a little scary. It's not just like, oh, that's a weird pull. It's like, yes, but no, but yes, but no. It's very conflicting. It's a very conflicting feeling you have. And you feel cold.
Okay.
And the photo in your hand, it's like cracks through it, almost as if a mirror, like when you shatter a mirror, cracks show up. And you look around your room, and there's similar cracks along the walls of your dark room.
Okay. Cracks in the wall. Okay, is there like light coming out of these cracks in the walls? Does it seem like there's something behind the walls, or is it just I can see like cracks in the foundation?
From mostly above, kind of like how you had your red light above, but it's got that blue-greenish hue.
Blue-green. Okay.
And it's darker at the bottom, because light diffuses as it gets down. But also, again, it's really mimicking that effect. It's got that little dappledness to it, as if you're viewing it from
Like the
underwater.
ocean or
Yeah.
or a lake.
And there might be
Okay.
something behind those cracks. You'd have to check and see, but there's no light coming from behind them.
No light. Okay. How's my painting, my poster reacting at all?
It is. See, your poster. Since you succeeded your psychology, the vibes you're getting now are more curiosity, like a deeper curiosity, but also. Let me roll something real quick. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. I'm just gonna check a sheet real quick. Not that there's a sheet here. For this poster you have. That would be weird.
That'd be so strange.
That'd be so strange. Okay. You feel a warning,
Warning.
but it's
Okay.
quiet. You almost didn't hear. If you hadn't succeeded on your psychology, you get that the poster is trying to indicate warning,
Okay.
but that it's having a difficult time getting it across through this light.
Okay. Through the light. Okay. So
And the cracks in the walls. It seems like the situation you've created with this signal is dampening the effects.
okay. Okay. So in that case, I think when she gets that vibe, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna click off the sound. Click off the transmitter.
As soon as you click off the sound, the lights go back to the red. The
To the
cracks
red.
still remain in the dark room, on the walls.
In the dark room. Okay. And is it just the photos from today that cracked?
It's just the photos with the symbol that
With
cracked.
so all of them, even the previous ones with the symbol.
Those are gonna kind of blurry.
Well, oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Today,
definitely the ones
from
from
what you
today.
noticed, definitely from the ones from today, they were really examining with the symbol cracked.
Okay. Okay. All right. Poster, I don't know what I did there, but I got a feeling that it's probably not a smart thing to continue with this tonight. So I'm gonna go to bed
Amusement.
properly. Yeah. Thank you. Good night. And sweet dreams. And I leave the dark room.
Okay, you leave the dark room, and you wake up. It's the morning. It's a beautiful day.
Awesome.
And
And Bobby's
you
up like super early.
Remember, the dream's a little fuzzy, but you can because you succeed on your power check. You can remember bits of it. You remember playing the
do
signal.
remember.
You remember pictures shattering. You remember the weird light.
Okay.
Poster is harder to remember, but you remember everything.
Yeah.
else.
Everything else. Okay. I think Bobby probably fell asleep with the transmitter in her hand.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and I think she just kind of like sets it on the nightstand away from her
Okay.
while she gets ready and goes about her morning.
And you were an early riser, so you're up.
Mhm.
Teddy's also an early riser. You get out of your room though, and Teddy's not out in the hallway like he usually is. But I believe
Hmm.
Irina and Parker will be waking up around this time. It's been a little bit. She got ready and everything. Yeah.
I think Bobby will first go over to Irina's door and just, Irina, are you up?
Yes.
Do you want some breakfast? I'm gonna go down and grab some. Do you want to join me?
Sure, give me. Actually, yeah, whatever. I'll go now.
All right, I'm gonna knock on Parker's door and see if he wants to join us as well. I don't know where Teddy is. He's not up, but I feel kind of bad after waking him up yesterday, so I'm gonna leave him.
Didn't we wake him up earlier last time as well?
Yeah, we did. And then I'm gonna just like reach over and like knock on Parker's door.
Ah!
Hi, good morning. Would you like to come down to breakfast with Irina and I?
Yeah, I'll be out in a sec.
Oh, we'll meet you down there.
Mm.
And then Bobby will wait for Irina and then head down.
You head down, and there's the usual suspects at the breakfast table. And by usual suspects, I mean, you see, producer Walter Thomas. He's having breakfast with Danielle Sinclair, the production manager and director basically having breakfast together. You see Dr. Renee Nelson coming out of the kitchen with like a notepad and a thermometer. It seems like she checked on the snails again this morning. And of course, you see Jack and Doris. Oh, Doris, your glasses fell. See Jack and Doris this morning having lovely breakfast.
I get a table as far away from them as I possibly can.
Doris is looking quite dapper today, and a little businessy looking number. Already wearing a suit, so you just need the time.
How many do you have?
I bought a set of cat costumes. So yes, this is Doris's outfit. Oh, if Instagram was around, this would be the outfit of the day for Doris. Looking very, very businessy, savvy this day. And of course, because Doris is just a taxidermied penguin, for those who don't know, kind of get the feeling that no matter where you walk in the room, Doris is looking at you. Just as a matter of fact, you come down for breakfast, and I believe as y'all come down for breakfast, with Parker going to catch up, you see someone walk into the hotel lobby. Dr. Bronwyn Hughes, could you please describe what you look like for your fellow players?
Sure. Dr. Hughes is petite and very feminine looking, not someone that you would immediately peg as an adventurer, but she does carry, she's, I assume, rolling with her bright pink suitcase.
Oh yeah, and there's like like someone from the hotel staff like carrying in the other crate for you.
So everything else is just out of the question because the suitcase itself is probably half her size. She is wearing her heavy coat and her big boots, which just looks pretty ridiculous because she is such a little, sort of like a 5'2" person, maybe, in the boots. So she's all made up, which is, again, ridiculous for an adventurer, but, you know, fashion doesn't take a break just because you're in a different part of the world. Clearly.
Clearly.
Very true.
And the breakfast area is right next to the front desk lobby, and so as you walk in, Dr. Hughes, the front desk lady says, good morning. You're here to check in?
Morning. Yes.
Name?
You might have Bronwyn Hughes, Dr. Bronwyn Hughes?
Yes, we got a last minute reservation yesterday. If you could please sign here. And you two in the dining room, you hear that name, and that sounds familiar.
Irina, isn't that the name of that doctor that was supposed to be joining us? Is that her?
I check my pajamas and then I just sigh. I'm like, yep. I think that's it.
Should we go say hi now? Do we want to give her time to like get settled in? What do we want to do here? I mean, I could go over if you want to go get changed or do whatever. If you're not comfortable, that's totally fine.
Sure, I'm suddenly feeling underdressed today.
All right. You go, do what I'll go say hi. And Bobby will get up and go over.
Walk over, just your room is on the 3rd floor. Please let me know if you have any questions. Do you need someone to take your luggage up for you?
You know what? I'll take it up myself, actually.
Right. Certainly.
Well, hi, I could help out with that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. My name's Bobby Magdine. I think you're Dr. Bronwyn Hughes.
Yes. Are you part of the expedition that I'm supposed to be joining?
Yeah, that's us. We're getting ready for some breakfast, but if you want to join us, I can help you bring your stuff up, and then you can...
absolutely. I just need to get this up to the room, and then she'll like adjust under her arm. She's got the thick red folder again.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I just have to get this up to my room, and then after that, I'll be happy to join you for breakfast. I'd love to get to know you. Sorry, I'm a little bit, just a little flustered. Still getting used to the, everything.
No, absolutely. Do you want me to carry those crates up? I can grab them, and if you want to grab your suitcase.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no problem. It's totally fine.
I'm sure. Yeah, let's get it up there.
And Bobby will grab them. And so Bobby is about 6 foot. She's long blonde hair that's in a straight, that's in a like a high ponytail, just wearing like a striped shirt and mom jeans kind of thing.
Mhm.
Just looks very comfortable.
And
She'll help you carry everything up.
The boxes are a little lighter than they look. They look heavier than they actually are, and you're able to usher everything up. Couple minutes behind Irina up to the room. Looks like Dr. Bronwyn, your room is right next to the rest of the group's rooms. This is the room was open. And they're nice. They have a queen bed, a little side table, desk, chair. Not big, but comfortable at the very least.
It's cozy.
Has a window, faces out towards the street.
Oh, how's my view?
It's not bad. You're definitely on the 3rd floor, so you can see over a good bit of the town of Ushuaia.
Oh, good.
Water in the distance to the left.
Is this all your stuff, or did like Wintercroft send this?
Oh,
Just,
Wintercroft
like-
sent the things in the crates, about the suitcase is
Okay.
mine.
Oh, okay, all right, very nice, very nice. I love that color; it's gorgeous.
Thank you. It's my favorite.
It's a good
It
one.
is
Looks good.
definitely her favorite. Everything that she owns is some shade of pink.
Love it, love it. I'll help her, get her stuff into the room, and then has Arena come out at this point, or no? She's still changing.
Honestly, all I've done is put on a less wrinkled t-shirt.
Fair.
So, finger through hair, like, come back down. So yes.
Okay. So there's 4 of us right now on this floor. That's my room there. That's Irina's. Teddy, I think Teddy might still be asleep. We're letting him sleep in today. And then
Alright.
Parker, we were just gonna grab some breakfast if you wanted to join us, and we can kind of talk and catch up. And
Sure,
let you know what's going on.
absolutely. Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, let's head on down then.
Head on down. Your table's still there waiting for you. 4 chairs. But Teddy hasn't seemed to come down yet. Must be really tired.
Must be.
Strange.
Very strange.
Very strange.
It's not concerning at all.
Wouldn't worry about it. I didn't look through the Grand Grimoire of Spells earlier today.
Oh no.
Wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, so you get down breakfast. Again, it's pastries this morning. Pastries and jam and coffee.
Oh, I love pastries and jam.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're very good.
I'm here
Argentina
for
knows
it.
how to make baked goods.
Mm.
Morning. Sorry. Had a
Morning.
headache again. Whoa.
Hi.
Oh.
Morning, Parker. This is
Nope.
Dr. Bronwyn Hughes. She'll be
Yes.
joining us.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Did you say you had a headache again?
Yeah, well, yesterday, today, it's just a small one. Probably we were making good use of the Wintercroft budget last night, so it kind of makes sense.
Ah, all right. I understand you.
Yes, you would see a very relaxed, dressed Asian man, average to slightly below average height. Looks like he has a sharp wit about him, but overall just kind of taking it easy and very no stress.
All
He'll
right.
take a seat and grab some breakfast.
Are we all just short people compared to Bobby May now?
And Teddy.
Well, Teddy,
Yes.
yeah, Teddy's tall as well.
Teddy and
so-
Bobby May are like up here, and everyone else is
Like,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, probably I'm just like, wait a second. Huh.
Yeah, and what does Irina look like for our wonderfully player?
So I think it's been 2 weeks now.
About 2 weeks, yeah.
So my roots are starting to show. She has black hair with like darker brown roots. Asian lady, also pretty short. Band t-shirt, jeans. Hair that's kind of, I brushed through it. Backpack already on, like a turtle. She gives you like a little bit like a nod, and just goes back to just being, I think, needs coffee, 1,000 yard stare.
Yeah, you share that look with Director Walt Thomas, but he has that look at all times. You usually only have it in the morning. Oh, and Bobby May, you actually have a slight headache today.
Oh shit. Okay.
You did some
Unusual.
stuff.
I did. I'm gonna grab everybody some coffee real quick. Give me just a second. I'm gonna get Doctor. How do you take your do you drink coffee? Do you drink tea? I know Irina prefers tea.
I like coffee. Sugar and green, if you would. Do you mind if I smoke?
Yeah. Yeah. No, go for it. I don't mind.
Thank you.
get everybody their drink orders and probably like a big old plate of pastries. And then we can sit down and we can talk to the doctor.
Yeah. Pastries, coffee, everything's brought out, sat down. There's a general hubbub in the breakfast room at this point as other people are coming down for breakfast as well. Yeah,
Parker's
it's cozy.
looking around. Anyone seen Teddy?
Yeah,
Usually he's
no,
the first one up.
Yeah, he's normally up with me, but like I didn't want to bug him because I didn't see him this morning, and I know we woke him up early yesterday, so I figured maybe we'll just let him sleep in today.
Did he have a long night last night too?
We all did. We were drinking a bit last night.
Just shooting the shit, chit-chatting, all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Trying to figure out what the hell's going on here.
Yeah,
Oh.
speaking of which, Doc, you're here for the long haul, or are you just making a delivery?
As far as I know, I'm giving some of my help. I am making a delivery though. I've got some boxes up in my room that I was supposed to deliver to all of you. I was told that we should follow the instructions to the word, and also was given a folder that was also we were not supposed to open until a certain time, until it said that it was supposed to be opened by some sort of indicator. Regardless, I'm here to give you whatever help I can for as long as I'm needed, and to deliver something that will hopefully be of some and some money as well, some spending money for your expedition.
Nice. I love presents.
Yeah, the Lexington's fax did say that there was going to be some type of red folder and some items and stuff as well, so that's good that they sent that. Did they tell you anything about what we've told them? Well, I'm assuming a little bit since they sent you with all the stuff.
Only a wee bit. I only know that this is your second location, that this is not where you originally were sent to, but that something here, there were creatures of some sort that were thought to have come down from here, or to here from somewhere else, and that's why you were sent here to investigate. I feel like it was a lot more intensive than what I was given as a rundown, but if you have anything that you could give me that I would need to know about this sort of place and anything going on here, I would so much appreciate it, because good to know things.
Right. Yeah, we got a lot of information and not a lot of answers. So first of all, we started out in Peru. We were chasing after we were investigating cult-like activities based off of or around the idea of Yakumama, like a South American deity kind of thing of like the earth and water and all that. Turns out that was nothing crazy. It was just a cult following, and DJ Yukamama was a DJ. It was a music thing, just a music festival. So totally normal.
Actually, I take out a flyer that looks like if it's been in the lake and dried off, and here, welcome to the club present. And it's a flyer for a raid.
This is fantastic. I'm a bit sad that I missed it.
Yeah, it was not a bad. They did drug us. We had to take drugs to get to the rave, but so not bad. It was a lot of fun until we were hit by like a typhoon, hurricane kind of deal on the lake, and the boat island that we were on broke apart, and we got stranded on Desert Island for a while. I don't remember that. I was knocked out. Apparently, slipped and hit my head or something like that. I don't know. They could probably tell you more about what happened there if you guys want to hop in.
Yeah, no. Imagine something hastily put together on a lake in the middle of a storm that became a lot more dangerous. I think that pretty much sums it up. And waking up, thankfully, on not the other side. We found some land and were able to make it back to shore eventually.
Well, turns out that all's well that ends well, didn't it?
Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't too bad. Like I said, I was knocked out for most of it, but from what I hear, it wasn't awful. And then when we were supposed to head back to the States, we got a fax from Wintercroft asking us to come on down here. So we did. We met with Heather, who I believe is the niece or the great niece or something like that of one of the founders. She was telling us she's got this whole spreadboard, up in her room that we can show you a little bit later. Essentially what happened, this film crew here, and she just kind of like gestures to the room, They are doing a documentary about a supposed lost ancient civilization down here that they were hoping to find, do a documentary about all that, yada yada. Well, they had some issues. I guess they were getting some threatening notes about, leave, you shouldn't be here, things like that. There was some sabotage to some of their equipment. Some of their footage was corrupted by like acid or, something along those lines.
Oh my.
And there was, I guess a submarine from MIT came down here, and they took that down. They were going to take that down to do some exploring to see if they could find, this ancient civilization. And 4 of them went missing. Their names, the missing 4, we've got Professor Marvin Howells, we got Tanner Huntington, Uriah Pendergast, and then Washburn Keys. They're the 4 that are missing. Been missing since Friday, I think, if I got my timeline correct. And Heather is, I honestly, we're all pretty much in agreement that she has a massive crush on Tanner and is just very concerned about his well-being. She's very cut up about him not being here and, being possibly lost at sea.
They dating?
I don't know if they're officially dating. I don't think she ever told us. I could be wrong, unless you guys remember differently.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. She's very cut up about it. So we came in. We did a little bit of snooping around. Many thanks to Parker for getting us in their rooms. We found that Walsh, who was the submarine mechanic pilot, probably didn't have the qualifications that he should have had to be piloting that thing. So that's possibly a factor in why maybe they haven't come back yet. Tanner, just normal young adult, nothing too special there from what I can tell. Professor Marvin, he's from MIT, so he was kind of leading this expedition. He was in charge of the submarine and all that. And then the funny one, Uriah Pendergast, we are 98% sure that he is a Russian spy. We went into his room and found a codex and a key that we were able to decipher, and turns out he was keeping track of Professor Howells, Tanner, Washer, and then in this codex, Uriah notated that the true Uriah died about 6 months ago. Ooh. So KGB, Russian, something strange is going on there. Don't quite know what's going on with that. That is the gist of the people. As for everything else, some of the strange things that have been happening is there are these little, I don't know, they're like magma snails or something like that. They have to be boiled in order to live outside of the ocean. They wash up on shore and they're currently in a pot simmering in the kitchen, and we can take you to see those if you're interested.
Sure.
The filming crew, before they went down in the submarine, they did a couple pit stops. They went to a volcanic island, to a lake there, where they found some strange rocks and soapstone items that have this ancient writing on it. Very, very strange. We do have a codex for that, so we have been able to decipher the 2 that we have found. I actually have one here in my pocket, and I'm going to pull out the one that says return and hand that over and let the doctor take a look at it. And then we also found these little figurines of little star people kind of thing.
Star people.
Yeah, we'll have to take you up to Heather's room and let you look at all of that stuff, because it's hard to describe. That's all I can think. Oh, yesterday we went down to the Dockmaster because boats have been going missing apparently for the past 6 months or so. We went down to the Dockmaster and found out that they've been going missing. The number of boats that have been going missing is higher than it made to seem, and in less time. So much, sooner than 6 months ago that they have gone missing. And the dockmaster has been doctoring some of his documents with false information to kind of cover that up. He had like this cult-like fervor in his fear and refusal to give us any information. So there's something strange there. Y'all feel free to cut in. I can't think of anything else. I could be missing stuff.
You know, it occurs to me that there's a very small possibility that this isn't actually the real Dr. Bronwyn Hughes. It's actually another KGB operative that somehow intercepted Dr. Hughes and taken their place.
Oh, is that what you think?
You know, I didn't even think about that.
Well,
how would go for it, Doctor?
How would you like me to prove that I'm the real Dr. Hughes?
What's your area of expertise, Doctor?
Well, I'm mostly a medical doctor for human beings, but I do have a little bit of experience in psychology, just on the fly.
Out of character. Thank God. We need someone who can tell when people are lying.
Hey, I'm pretty good at that.
Oh, I thought we were all terrible at it. My mistake.
No.
You've got one
I'm decent.
person.
I'm decent, but
okay.
having another is fantastic.
It is good.
When Bobby May starts lying to everyone, then we'll have checks and balances.
Someone to check her, yeah.
Yeah. You're not really over 6 foot. It's been a lie. You know, honestly, Doctor, I'm the type that likes to make accusations, have no idea how to back that up. I guess we could see if something's wrong with Teddy. Where is Teddy? Is he just calling it sick today?
I think
He went off to do Teddy things.
You know,
We did
I didn't
wake
even
him up
knock on his door.
before,
I might want
yeah.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Sure,
do
and
that
if he
when he's
really is
done.
sick, then maybe I can see what I can do.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, people have been coming down with headaches, apparently. The whole crew has been saying that they've been having them. I've got a teeny tiny little one today, and then the rest of the group had one yesterday. Oh, and apparently there's earthquakes. Also forgot to mention that as well. Another, cherry on top.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds similar to the receiver. She kind of just looks at like Dr. Hughes and just like, do we show her the weird noise thing?
Oh, I left that transmitter up in my room, but we can if we want to.
Right. Yeah. Did we tell? Oh, you probably see the magnetic figures as well, but again, we'll have to go
Yeah.
to Heather's room.
Yeah, we'll have to stop by Heather's room, and you can see the whiteboard and all the figures and artifacts that they found. Maybe, well, I don't think I'd be comfortable. Oh, also, we found these glasses that have like help scratched into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we know
Those
where
are-
those came from.
Yeah.
the
No, we
missing
know where those
ship
came from.
boat.
Yeah.
People on the missing boat that is already back, just scrubbed.
Right. No, I think it might have been a different boat. It was a different boat.
It's not
Yeah.
come
But we
back.
did find one of the missing boats that had been freshly painted and disguised to be not one of the missing boats. So there's definitely something going on with that Dogmaster.
How big are these boats? Are we talking about canoes or?
Oh no, it's there's a fluctuation. Some of them are local boats. Not many of them are local boats, but quite a bit of them are like pleasure yachts and sailboats, things like that.
Keeper, could I
Yes.
do an appraise check to check the wrapped supplies to see if they've been tampered with?
The supplies that Dr. Bronwyn has brought with her?
Yes. Like if someone were to have like opened them and
I
inspected them and
appreciate
then
your
tried to
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can make
thank
you can
you.
make an appraise or a spot hidden. I will allow either.
Oh, appraise or spot hidden. Dealer's choice. You know what? Spot hidden is technically better for me.
Okay.
I'll try to find some hidden details. Well,
Doesn't look
Ooh.
like it's been tampered with.
okay, that makes me trust her a little more.
Did they say anything about that red folder? They just mentioned it, and I saw that you have it. But
It's the strangest thing. So they told me not to open the folder until the indicator on the side made it apparent that it was supposed to be opened. But they said that the indicator, I know when it was ready to be opened, and that I shouldn't leave the folder or the indicator in darkness for too long. And now I have no idea.
not to
Maybe
shake it.
not to
And not
shake
to
it.
shake it,
as
yeah.
well. Yes, not to shake it. I thought you were saying you shake it. I was like, please
No.
don't shake it. Not to shake it as well. So I don't know how it's. I suppose maybe it needs a certain amount of sunlight to continue whatever process it's supposed to have until such point it reaches that it is safe to open, or whatever the indication is. But it's in my room. If you'd like to take a look at it, don't open it. But if you'd like to take a look at it,
yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a look at that. I am very curious about that folder. Again, won't open it, but I wouldn't mind checking it out.
sure.
Be
Which
nice to have
probably-
some money in it.
Yeah, it might, but I feel like the money would probably be made more accessible, maybe in one of the other boxes, which of course you're also more than welcome to open. They were sent for all of your benefits, if there's anything in there. Though I was told that there's something called spells in one of them that's supposed to be used in the proper order, or God help us. But
Did you
Feels
get
like
like
a
a
witch.
that's what I was told. I assumed you would know what they were talking about because, magic isn't real, right? It's nothing that can't be explained by science.
I have no idea. I think the most magic we've had is Irina, your cultist serial killer. I think you said was like performing some ritual or something. I think that's the spelliest we've gotten.
I mean, she used incense to put people to sleep, and she had these runes, but no magic.
I'm sorry, cultist serial killer is a large sentence to just drop.
Everybody
You know,
did
that's
something
fair.
Just you wait.
For Wintercroft Investigations. I went to Korea to find a Gumiho that wanted to become, she wanted to become a fox demon. Killing men, kept their innards in a fridge.
Ate their livers.
Ugh.
Charming.
Yeah, ate them.
But in all, it was just a
yeah, it was
human.
just a crazy lady.
Yeah, just a person.
Mine was nothing special. I just went up to Spoons, Washington, and investigated some rumors about Bigfoot. Ended up just being a bear on cocaine, wild. So nothing crazy.
At this, I think Irina's expression just changes ever so slightly. Like,
Don't quite believe that.
yeah, she says I got that face. Like, should I say something? And then she'll just go back to,
And I got sent into some small kind of village with some kind of demon dog roaming the streets, terrifying all the innocent garlic farmers. Turns out it was just a dog. New localities. Nobles, I think they were. Lords, ladies, maybe. Not sure, but they were starting a new dog breeding program to bring in some economy into the town.
See, there you have it. There's nothing that happens that can't be explained by science. I was sent to investigate a dinosaur creature of some sort in Africa, and it ended up being poachers with a kite. It's all just mundane explanations. I'm pretty sure that everything that you've told me will probably have some kind of mundane explanation. The snails, I would imagine that living at the bottom of the ocean with the volcanic conditions down there, their bodies have probably gotten used to being at a certain body temperature, or else they can't survive, and so you have to boil them when they come to the surface, because otherwise they'll just freeze to death.
She sounds like a doctor. I'm starting to believe she's really a doctor.
That does make quite a bit of sense. I don't disagree with you. Every situation Wintercroft has thrown at me, and they're like, oh, this is supernatural, this is unexplained. It's always just been very mundane, so.
yeah, even the cults are usually pretty mundane. This one's probably no different.
Right.
They've just got some really disconcerting noises that they use.
Strange signals.
Well, there's science about that too, about noises being used to manipulate certain emotions in the human brain. That being said, I'd like to see these things that you've got up in your rooms, and if you'd like to, we can open up the crates of things that have been sent along with me. You can take a look at the artifacts.
Oh, right,
and
Teddy.
things.
Let's go check on
Oh,
Teddy.
and check out Teddy as well.
Let's
Yeah.
make sure he's awake first.
Let's check on Teddy. We can make sure he's, alive and well. And then we'll stop at your room, Doctor, and take a look at your stuff. And then we can stop at Heather's room and we can take a look at all the artifacts and everything.
Right.
All right.
Breakfast was delicious. Your table will be cleared when you leave. You go on upstairs. Don't knock on Teddy's door. At first there's no answer. Do you knock again? Or...
I would.
Teddy, darling, are you in there?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just, sorry, slept in. Gonna need a little bit. Get ready today.
Want us to wait up for you, or
No,
our
it's
newcomers
fine.
here?
Cool. I'll say hi in a bit.
You feeling sick? She's a doctor.
Yeah, you're all right, darling.
I am a doctor.
I'll be fine. I'll come out in a bit.
All right.
Okay. Just must be under the weather, I suppose.
Sounded like you
Yeah.
maybe woke him up from a sleep or dream. He's kind of got that like, whoa, yeah, no, it's fine. Kind of like that sleepy
Right.
bit. Yeah,
Okay.
Makes sense.
yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Totally fine.
And so you go
We
to Dr. Hughes' room to look at things that Wintercroft
Yes.
has sought. All right.
Yes.
Go in. 2 little crates. And a red folder. And a big suitcase, but that's onwards.
I would like to take a look at the folder.
It
And this
is
vial.
about this thick. And
Ooh.
you like move it a little bit. It feels like it's all papers for the most part
Mhm.
inside. Lots of
Okay.
papers in this folder. This is a thick folder with 2 C's. And it's one of those where you imagine there's like a folder inside this like red envelope type thing, and it's got like the little loop-de-doo seal around it where it's all tied up nicely with a knot. And attached to it is a little glass vial, an oily
Little
sheen
glass
inside. Glass vial.
I have a bit of chemistry.
You do.
Can I identify this liquid?
You can give it a go.
I would like to try. Chemistry? No. Not a clue.
It's oily.
Mhm.
It's definitely oily. Some type of viscous. It's like a thick oil. It's not like a super runny oil. It's a thicker oil. Kind of sloops around.
Is it more like ooze-ish kind of vibe, or like jello?
Not quite. A little more like Jello, but
Okay.
oily. It's like you don't see
Oil.
any distinctive like shape. It just kind of
Right.
coats the thing as you move it
The
around.
whole thing.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay.
Like a
That's all
larger
Bobby wants to do.
portion that moves. Yeah. Attached with a thick file. What's next? Look at box 1 or box 2.
Box 1. I open.
You open box 1, and inside is some supplies. There's like a first aid kit with a lot of like extra bandages and things. There is some notebooks. There is a couple envelopes full of different kinds of money. You see US dollars, you see pesos, you see a lot of like, and you're guessing in each of those envelopes is probably like $1,000 of that
Ooh.
currency's money.
Wintercroft, I'm ever sorry I ever talked bad about you.
And yeah, it's a lot of like mundane kind of supplies, like things you might need extra of. There's one that says personal funds, and it's got like a little note like we realize you probably didn't pack for this length of journey. Feel free to spend this on personal expenditures, clothing, etc. Blah 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 blah. And that one probably has like 500 in it. So which is a lot in 1986. So
Not to put any pressure on you, Doctor, but you didn't happen to come with a submarine, right?
Like in my luggage?
I don't know.
No,
Wintercroft might have given you.
I didn't come with a submarine. I'm sorry.
Alas.
did say they were sending a boat though.
There's that.
Well, a boat is better than that's pretty good, and we're not going underwater.
Wait,
That's
can
true.
any of us drive a submarine?
What skill would that be?
I mean,
Drive
auto?
or drive auto specialty submarine. Yeah. You could maybe
Well,
use a drive auto.
Hopefully whoever's delivering the sub is gonna stay with it.
we can always just do what the other submarine guy did. Just read his guide. Got him the job. That might be the reason the submarine, didn't show back up, but
If that's the reason, I don't want to copy it. All right. Well, that was one hell of a box one. Let's see what's in box number 2.
In box number 2, there is a smaller partitioned box that is labeled spells and artifacts.
There it is, like I said.
Lots of little shoe boxes in here. If we go through all of them, inside there is there's like a Ziploc bag in one of them. It appears to have little hippo figurines made of like compressed herbs, and it's labeled coyote dust and in parentheses sleeping smoke. And then there's instructions on how to use it. There is a candle making kit labeled love potion with instructions how to use that. There is a bottle of liquid labeled love potion type number 2 with instructions as well. There is a baton that's inlaid kind of like a wooden club almost, inlaid but smaller because it's baton sized, inlaid with stones, shells, and crystals. And it's got a little note that tied to it, and it says enchanted club. And that is what is in that box.
All of this seems a little strange, but what in the Sam hell would we need love potions for?
2 different types, even.
Right. Such
Look,
variety.
Some of us are not as suave as Teddy, okay?
That's very true, but I still don't think we're gonna need love potions on this investigation. What will we do with that?
get the harbor master to love us? I don't know. Maybe he'll tell us then.
Are you having issues with the Harbour Master?
Yeah, he's the one who's fanatically terrified.
Occultist.
And terrifyingly fanatical.
Both, yes.
Hmm.
Oh my god, that is such a majestic cat. She's adorable.
If I throw her off, she'll just come right back. It's just not worth it.
So cute. This club, does it have any instructions?
And there's like a little sticker that says like courtesy of Cabal Wednesdays.
Come on. What the hell? I knew rich people were eccentric, but even this is a bit much.
Well, if it helps us, then I don't mind a little bit of eccentricity.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah.
These little hippos. What are the instructions on them?
The instructions for the little hippos. One moment. Pull up that. Okay. It says, toss one unto the flames of a fire. It will create a large momentary puff of smoke effective within 10 yards of said fire. Everyone affected will succumb to a deep sleep for between 5 to 30 minutes. Loud noises or violent activity near the sleepers may wake them prematurely.
So
Well, that
they
seems
gave
like that'd be handy.
us. That's useful.
Very.
How many hippos are there?
I believe he said he wanted about a dozen, so we'll say there's 12 hungry hippos.
Hey.
I will put those in my pocket.
Okay.
I feel like these could be.
Each hippo's about this big. You can
Oh,
Yeah.
each one.
each one, yeah. It's like a
Oh.
gallon-sized Ziploc. Each hippo's about this
I will.
big.
I will take a single hippo then.
Like a single hippo. It's like not quite this big, but close. Imagine if they was
right.
folded up, and just a little
Yeah,
hippo.
I'll put it in my camera bag because I've got space in there. I'll
Yep.
put it in there
Yep.
with the
Smells a little funny.
soapstone and the cipher and all the other shit we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna go while they're looking through this box. I'm gonna go grab the transmitter and then come back.
Go for it. Yeah, wonderful, lovely.
All right, this is one of those transmitters that we found that the Dockmaster had.
Mhm.
I'm gonna turn it on. It's gonna make you uncomfortable.
Okay.
So just be prepared.
All right.
And I will click it on.
Please make power checks.
Everybody.
All of us.
Everybody.
Power check.
Power
Oh.
check, yes.
All
So
right.
that is going to
Yes.
be Your top 9 stats. Yep, you got it. Success. Oh, poor part.
Cute side.
Oh boy.
Oh, and how about you, Irina?
So I was on roll 20, but not in roll 20.
I saw you pull up the
I've
tab
done
earlier. Hard success. Okay.
Ooh.
Dr. Bronwyn Hughes. This noise is deeply unsettling. It makes instantly you get instant goosebumps, and it sounds like tekeli-li, 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 tekeli-li. And it's just on like loop. It is got a weird, like, discordant tone to it. It is, you don't know what made this sound, but it is not pleasant. It's almost got a nails on a chalkboard kind of feel, but without being quite that high pitched. It's bizarre. Parker, you get queasy hearing this noise. This is unsettling down to the pit of your stomach. And you feel something. You feel that gut feeling that you have, and your hair's all raised up, and you feel a pull. Feel a pull towards the water.
Oh, yikes.
And I need you to lose 1 point of sanity.
No. I'll shut after it cycles through like a couple times, long enough for the doctor to hear it.
Yeah.
I'll shut it off and then like slip it in my pocket.
It just continues like that.
Yeah, nonstop, pretty much.
Bobby May, please tell us next time before you turn that thing on again.
I did. I said I was gonna turn it on. I warned you.
I guess the coffee hasn't kicked in all the way yet.
That's fair. Are you all right? You're looking a little green there.
I don't know. I just have.
The pulse stopped when she turned it off.
I remember the first time and it wasn't that bad. This time though.
Maybe because it's early morning, you're still not quite awake yet.
Maybe. But I also I had this weirdest urge to Nah, it's dumb. Never mind.
No, what?
Weird urge to what?
I guess kind of just, and I look out I'm assuming there's a window and it's pointing to the water.
Yeah.
So I look out the window towards the water. I don't know, head to the water or something. It's like one of those. It's like one of those dream logic things. You just.
Oh no, I'm aware.
It's like a preloaded compulsion. I don't know why.
To the water, or did you just want to leave?
In the direction of the water.
Since when did you?
No, I'm asking him.
For him, for his clarification. Yeah, in the direction of the water.
Just wanted to go there, and I point out to the lake.
Does Bobby say something right now? Hold on. I'm gonna roll for it because I don't know if she would.
Please do.
Okay, she does. Yeah, I had a dream last night where, in my dream, it's a little fuzzy, but I remember hearing that sound, and it felt like I was underwater, like I was being pulled deeper.
I think that's what's making people get lost at sea, then.
It could be. Maybe the Dockmaster's turning on that signal and it draws them out there and then they drown. I don't know. That's terrifying.
Can signals do that to you, Doc? Can they make you want to go to the water?
Can I roll psychology to see if I know anything about that? Because
Please do.
all right.
Yeah,
let's
psychology
see.
or psychosis. Ooh, an extreme.
This is something I know.
So, signals can often be used, frequencies, to influence mood, but to feel a specific pull like that, that should not be something that happens. That does not sound normal.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Usually music is used as a deterrent, which I can see if a loud noise or something would push people on the sea away from a certain point, or I'm not sure, because there was the legend about the siren song that would draw sailors to a certain point. So there's got to be something to that. I'm not sure exactly what, but I can do some research about that. The music is known to cause psychological changes in people. Like it can cause them to be more irritable, or it could cause them to actually experience emotions like fear. That's something that, the cinematographers have figured out lately, that they can put certain strains into their scores to induce emotions in their audiences. But
Right.
I'll have to do more research about something actually drawing you in through the use of sound, specifically something like that.
And also, Dr. Hughes, with that extreme success, as soon as Parker mentioned he felt a weird pull out in the direction of the ocean, a weird look just briefly crossed Bobby May's face, just like as almost as if she's experienced the same thing. Like it was like a look of like, oh, you too, kind of familiarity. That's all. You just noticed.
I will tuck that in my pocket for later.
Just a little freebie for you. That extreme.
Yeah, we had dogs growing up, and when there were like storms and stuff, we would play music to calm them. But so that sounds about right, but I don't. That's weird to me. Well,
Okay. Weird morning.
Are you feeling better now that it's off?
Yeah, no, it was just kind of
Good.
though my
Yeah, let's
headache might be worse from earlier. Can't really tell. It's just kind of annoying.
Maybe avoid turning that on again until we can figure out what it is and where it came from.
Yeah, something about that sound is... Yeah, I won't turn it on. It's fine. Let's go see Heather.
All right, so you go to see Heather. She is the floor below you, a few doors down. You see there's a light turned on underneath the door, so you assume she's awake. Give a knock. Yes, hello? Who is it?
Hi, it's us again, darling.
Oh, come on in.
Open up the door.
Go on, you see a girl, with side pony, a little bit of bags under her eyes, and wearing like pajamas with a hoodie. The hoodie's way too big for her though, so it's not hers, you assume. And she's got like this room is very crowded right now. It's got like a whole little computer set up in there, which not small, and lots of reels of film and that kind of thing. A couple of screens, monitors. It seems she's editing some film at the moment. She goes, and you see there's also like a whiteboard in the corner with like a blanket over it. Hi, yes. Who is this? I'm Heather Slazowski.
I'm Dr. Bronwyn Hughes. I've been sent by the agency to help.
Oh, okay, great. What can I do for you all this morning?
Yep. We just wanted to show the doctor all the information that you gather, your timeline, the artifacts, things like that.
Yes. So here is the timeline. She pulls over the whiteboard, and in the Roll20 there is a timeline of events. That is her drawings with printed pictures of the people involved in the timeline. For you to browse at your leisure. Also for you guys, I have something for you. And she like reaches in like the hoodie pocket and she pulls out a room key. She goes, I know you guys were like wanting to look through everyone's rooms. I finally was able to get the professor's room key this morning because I said he had some like notes and things that might be good as like subtitlage on the film. So Danny let me have the room key. She like looks to who she should give it to and then holds it out to Parker.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Though I don't know if we're ready for the secrets that this room may hold.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
I
last
just what about the last one?
Oh, it was just we weren't expecting it.
Whose room was it?
Bobby wouldn't say. It was Walsh's room. It seems like he wasn't as adept at submarine piloting as he let on.
You know, that, like, doesn't super shock me.
Yeah.
Okay. Walt is
I
not
do
going to be
not-
happy to hear about that.
No, I do not say a single thing about Uriah's room.
Okay, that's fine. She seems
Not
to
gonna
take
let
that
this girl
answer
worry about
at
that.
face value and not
Okay,
question further.
perfect.
She trusts you all implicitly at this point, it seems.
Oh no.
I know.
Okay.
So it's like right down the hall, a couple doors on the left. It's the room numbers on the room key. Yeah, there's timeline events. Let me get the box out. I gotta get it from the storage. I'll be right back. And she goes and gets a different key and goes down to where the artifacts are being kept. Because she doesn't keep those in her room, but she has access to them. So she's gonna go fetch those. So y'all are still alone in her room for a moment.
I start looking around.
The bed is unmade. Yes?
Is she, what does it look like she's currently editing? Anything of interest?
It looks like she is, when you last saw her, it looked like she was editing the lake footage, or just starting to get to the lake. The Laguna Esmeralda. Right now it looks like, it's an exterior shot of a seaplane.
Okay.
So it looks like maybe she's getting to the volcano, part soon.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's where we were looking to go today. We wanted to go to the lake and the volcano and check all that out, but with your arrival, I think we'd rather get you caught up and then go from there.
Sure.
Also, there's a boat coming?
Oh, aye, there's a boat coming.
Got approximate ETA, or?
No, I wasn't given any more details about that.
Soon, hopefully.
Yeah, don't want to miss it if we head to the island first, or...
Sure.
Heather comes back up with a little Tupperware box, like a Rubbermaid tote, and I was like, alright, yeah, so I got the stuff. Shits it, opens the bed, hands Dr. Hughes a pair of white gloves.
Ooh. Oh, alright.
It's because you're not supposed to touch them with your bare hands or whatever.
Sure.
And she'll open up and you'll see there is, like a green soapstone star with 5 little dots on the center of it. You'll see that there is a small metal, small metal looking kind of star. And it's very polished, very smooth, no markings on it, except for like a circle in the middle. And then you see a few little figurines. They look like little bird feet, little round bodies, and like a star on that where the head would be. And some of them have little arms that stick out, almost like little penguins with stars on their heads. They're very round. There is, see, I drew a very sad picture of them, on this slide. There's also a pottery shard, with a bunch of like little stick figures, raising their arms towards a triangle with looks like a little drawing of the figurine at the top of it. Yeah, look at little tomatoes with duck feet or something. It's very, very interesting. Little figurines. And the little figurines are like magnetic. You touch them towards each other and they pretty decently strong magnet.
Fascinating.
Small little vial of magnetic black sand came with it. So this is like what we pulled up from Laguna Esmeralda when we did that diving day. They were hoping to dive at the lake in the volcano, but Dr. Renee Nelson, she was like, don't dive at the volcano, like it's too dangerous. So I guess they didn't. She's like a volcanologist. She like, I guess, studies volcans and volcanoes.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's different than like a Klingonologist. But, I didn't know they had like an ologist for that, but I guess they do. So, yeah, she like knows a lot about that and is like got a notebook with the stuff in it and everything. She and the professor talked like way too much about that kind of stuff, but I didn't listen to most of it because it was very boring when they were talking about rocks.
All right.
Anything I can help with? Anything else that I can do for you all?
I don't think so. so. We were mostly just wanting to get a look at everything that you had that I hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
These are all... Puts the magnet birds back together. It's very interesting. Lots of star iconography here.
How's the editing coming along?
You know, I'm getting the hang of the program. I kind of done a rough cut of the lake stuff. You guys kind of seen all that stuff already? Because, like, you saw, like, the black circle, and then, you've seen the artifacts. So I'm trying to, like, get through it to get to, later stuff. But at least, you know, I've edited, like, the first day's worth of footage. That's exciting.
Hey, good to hear.
Great job. That's amazing.
I'm doing what I can. Says the dark circles under her eyes. She's got, like, a half-eaten Danish on her desk on a little breakfast plate. She looks... You saw, like, a couple clips of her in, like, you know, some of the footage she showed. She looks a little thinner than she did a week or two ago.
Where does she keep these artifacts?
They are in in their own little Ziploc bags inside of, like, a Rubbermaid tote that is kept in a locked room with some of the other important film stuff that only she, Danny, Jack, and Walt have access to.
Where's this locked room, though?
It's one of the hotel rooms. It's on the first floor.
So it's like this purely to store stuff, then?
It's just purely to store stuff in, yeah.
Gotcha. All right,
Where
well,
all the finished film is as well.
You better keep taking breaks or we'll kidnap you for dinner again.
Okay, yeah. I got breakfast, see? Just I'm
Darling,
really hungry.
you need more than a single pastry for breakfast.
Yeah, yes, I know. I had a glass of juice with it and some tea. I swapped to tea instead of coffee. She looks at Arena like you told me to. and then
That's good.
She goes to step over and she, like, wavers for a moment. Whew, sorry. I just got a little dizzy. What's I doing?
Are you sure you're okay? Do you need to lie down for a little bit?
No, I haven't really been, sleeping very well. I mean, I've been really tired, but having a hard time sleeping.
Do you take anything for that, or do you think you might need to take something for that? Some
I just figured
melatonin
it was
could
all
work.
the coffee, and I swapped to
Well,
tea.
yeah, that might. If you do continue to have some trouble with sleeping, though, you might want to consider just water instead of tea, and maybe some melatonin.
Sure. If you want to, Doctor, you could give me a first aid or a medicine check.
Sure.
Get a little more doctorly look.
First aid or medicine. Where's medicine? Sweet.
Whoop. Yeah, probably just need some water. But you have options if you want to. You can push the roll, which means you have to get a hard success, which would mean
I don't think so.
27, or you could just, yeah, probably just need some water, more sleep, something like that. Maybe some melatonin. She can get some of that. No. Like you noticed a pharmacy, like a little doctor's office and pharmacy on your way in. The taxi. Yeah. I'll try. Maybe I'll try to get some melatonin, like a lunch break or something. Sure. And she'll sit back down at her editing desk. Feel free to, like, come in whenever you want. I'll be here editing. But if you have questions about the volcano, because remember you mentioned something about that, you should ask Dr. Renee Nelson, because she knows a lot about that. She was, like, camping there. Yeah, she should be downstairs. She likes to check on the snails a lot.
Oh, right,
Very
the snails. I wanted to take a look at those anyway.
Yeah, they're just boiling in the kitchen.
Well, thank you for your time, Heather. We'll get out of your hair.
No problem. And you're able to leave Heather's room? Where do you go from here?
Give her the snail tour.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got another room key. You've got the other two rooms. You've got snails. Snails it is. Next stop. You go back down to the kitchen, where they're pretty much cleaning up for breakfast at this point. Mainly just doing dishes, putting some things in the fridge, and you see a big old cauldron, big old like stock pot of boiling water. You look inside, and there are some snails about this big that are almost black in color. The bodies of these snails are, you can catch little hints of pink under black scales as they just cruise along the bottom, scooch along the bottom of the pot. Few of them in there.
Is there anything about these snails that reads immediately as like unusual to nature as opposed
They're
to just
in
like
boiling water. That is highly unusual. Most animals die when you boil them.
Sure, but like Bronwyn explained before that doesn't
Yes.
that's not something that phases her because there's a
This
biological
is true.
explanation
I will
for this.
say
So.
volcano snails and most life by lava vents wasn't discovered until like the mid 2010s, 2000s.
Oops.
So I know it was a plausible explanation, but it would still be weird to see it in person. Is what I'm letting you know.
Fair, that's fair.
Yeah, like this. Like yeah, that's weird. In theory, it could work, but to see it is like a whole nother bit of a thing. Because yeah, like the ocean's weird. We haven't explored the depths of it yet, and it's kind of wild. Still learning things. So yeah,
It would be cool if somebody could take a submarine down there.
would be cool, wouldn't it? I'll just
Everyone
wait.
stares at the camera.
You see them, and they're also really big. Like you've seen some sea snails. They're like they can get. Yeah, but these are like big.
Oof. Big boys.
And there's like a pair of tongs, like right next to them, if you want to like pull one out.
So what happens if they
One has a dent
get
in the
below
shell.
a certain whoa, what happened to this guy?
He was shot.
Yeah, he was shot. I think one of the
Oh,
film crew ended up like taking a gun. I think it was Uriah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense. Russian spy.
In retrospect, things are adding up. Yes.
Right. Yeah, he shot it and trying to do something. And they also like pressure cooked them. They did like crazy PSI, and they were totally fine.
So
Like
what
700 degrees Fahrenheit fine.
Good
Right.
lord. So what temperature do they have to be at to freeze? Like what if you just take them out of the water right now, will they
Yeah, so you see those tongs there? If you grab one and take it out, like it'll start to slow down. When we had it out, it didn't die. We only had it out for like what, 5-10 minutes? Nothing long. But I imagine relatively quickly.
The shells felt pretty metal.
feel like metal? Interesting. And where did you find
Oh,
these?
and they're slightly magnetic. Y'all did test that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we didn't find them. The film crew did. I guess
Yeah.
they found a fisherman who traded them, for some food. And I think he found them on the beach, if I remember correctly.
He had found them in
Up
his
on the
crab
beach?
trap. Yeah.
In his crab trap. He was out fishing, found him in his crab trap. Which crab traps do sit at the bottom of the ocean floor. So
That's true.
if these things are down there.
Was he fishing anywhere that was unusual for him, like different from where he usually fishes? Where was he when he caught these? Did he say?
Yeah, we haven't actually gone and spoken to him. We've only been here, what, a day, 2 days? And the first day we were just settling in. We haven't had a chance to speak, and I don't think anybody's mentioned like where he was. I would imagine things like this that have to be around heat, I imagine it might have been around the volcano. But that's just a guess. I don't know for sure.
That would make sense. Well, is there anything else that you need to show me? Because this is interesting. We'll come back to that. Now, wait, did the dented shell that has been shot? It's dented, or it's like there's a
It's
hole in it?
Dented.
All right.
They were trying real hard to see how they could kill one of these without just letting it sit outside of boiling water. And they didn't succeed. So,
Which I imagine something that's sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Wait, I don't think Bobby would know that. Do we know about like pressure like in the
Yeah.
ocean
Yes.
yet?
You would
Okay,
you would know
okay.
about pressure in the ocean, which is why you can't scuba dive below certain parts and why a lot of the
Right,
ocean
right.
hasn't been explored because it's harder than
Right.
building a spaceship. Spaceships
Yeah.
have to withstand less pressure than submarines when driving.
Which is wild.
It is.
Yeah, I would imagine something that has to, if it is, you know, around the bottom of the ocean, like in these crab traps, I would imagine they have to be pretty dense and pretty. Their shell would have to be pretty sturdy in order to withstand that.
Sure.
So I'm not surprised that it withstood a gunshot, honestly.
That makes sense. Have you shared with me the magnetism aspect of these snails?
Yeah, we
Okay.
would have, yeah.
The artifacts that were discovered, do you know where they were discovered?
They were discovered in Lake Esmeralda.
Mhm.
In the lake. So not the ocean, but in the lake. And they were discovered in a portion of the lake that is black. There's like, we saw some clips of it. Heather showed us some clips. In the lake, there is this like circle, this perfect separation from normal sand to black sand. And while they were down there, there was an earthquake and it unearthed these artifacts. And that's where they found them, is in that black sand portion of the lake. And they were saying that there was some magnetism there as well, I believe.
Now that's interesting.
Now, did they take the plane to get to the lake? Is the lake with the volcano?
They drove to the
They
lake.
drove.
Yeah.
Okay.
They drove to the lake. The volcano, they took the plane too because it's technically in Chile.
Right.
It's like a 6-hour, 7-hour boat ride or a 2-hour plane ride. They opted to fly.
Okay. And the lake, we were waiting to go to the lake with Teddy because Teddy's the only one of us who can swim.
Who could swim?
None of the rest of you can swim.
No, I don't go anywhere near the water.
Hey,
No, thank you.
swim. I can swim. I'm not like great at it, but I can keep my head above the water.
I can mostly float.
I don't swim. I don't go in water
At all.
at all. No, I mean like showering and stuff. Yeah, fine. Bathtubs, sure, but bodies. No, thank you.
Is it a fear of the water that you have?
Yeah, I mean drowning.
You get a chill down your spine when you say that.
Yeah, I remember yesterday or last night.
Yeah, a little bit.
My dream. Yeah, it's just childhood trauma. But not a fan.
And Parker, you have no fear of the water, do you?
Deer? Not really.
No?
Water's great.
All right. Well, I think there's more for us to look at.
Yeah, as you say that, you see, you've seen her over breakfast, Dr. Renee Nelson. She's coming in with a bucket of seawater. You notice that the water's a little low in the snails pot, and she's like, "Oh, just excuse me one moment. I'm just here to." And she pours it into a separate pot and starts to boil that, like turn its temperature up on that.
Do you happen to be Dr. Renee?
Yes, I'm Dr. Renee Nelson.
Nelson, Dr. Nelson.
Yes,
All right.
yes. How can I help you? Or do you have questions about the snails?
Yeah. What do you know about
Don't we
them?
all? They're so exciting. What a discovery. Goodness gracious. I don't know. We don't know a lot about them. We know that they came in crab traps, so they came up from the ocean floor. They are magnetic. I've done some samples. We took a little scale off of one of them, and we discovered that they are made of the scales, and the shell is made out of an iron sulfide compound, mostly greigite and pyrite. Greigite is like the more magnetic metal, and pyrite is fool's gold. You might notice the slight sheen that it's got there. It's a biomineral that is found in magnetotactic bacteria. How exciting is that? Oh, if you don't know magnetotactic bacteria, or MTB, they're a polyphyletic group of bacteria that orient themselves along the magnetic field lines of Earth's magnetic fields. Consider like the ley lines of the magnet world, if you will. So, this means that these snails, since they are composed of their shells and scales are composed of kind of these compounds, means they're probably in very, very narrow specific areas of the Earth's oceans, which is probably why they haven't been discovered up till now.
That's amazing. Did the fisherman happen to say where he found these? I know he was crab trapping, but did he say where he was crab trapping?
Yes, I spoke to him briefly. He showed me. He said he normally has this like a route that he does, but he'd been catching a lot fewer crab than usual, so he went just off course a little bit, not far, not even a mile away from his usual plottings, and laid his traps there, and he found some of these in there.
Did it happen to be near the volcano?
Not terribly far from the volcano, Fuinguino, if that's what you're talking about. Although,
Right.
you know, volcanoes are usually part of a larger chain. There's never just one. There's always activity around it. And 80% of the Earth's volcanoes are actually underwater, if you didn't know that. Hi, I'm a volcanologist. I'm a volcano scientist. I didn't.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yes. In fact, volcanic activity. I'm not sure if you noticed that earthquake the other night. There's been more frequent sightings of earthquakes or recordings of earthquakes, which is a sign of tectonic activity, which coincides with volcanic activity. You know that there is let's see, I'm looking at my notes. Volcanic activity has increased dramatically since the Industrial Revolution. So obviously, this is all a sign of global warming. And in fact, the weather this time of year in this specific area is about 10 degrees warmer than it should, Fahrenheit, 10 degrees warmer Fahrenheit than it should be, which is quite odd. Based on research done from a scientist who went to Antarctica in the 30s, a meteorologist, she did a lot of recording of temperatures, and there's been a drastic and alarming level of heating up at an alarming rate over the past 50 years or so, and an increase of activity. In fact, there was a really big earthquake here in 1949. It's actually the most powerful ever recorded here in Argentina, well, in the southern area of Argentina. And just last November, the Nevado del Ruiz volcano erupted in Colombia, killed about 25,000 people out of 30,000 people in the town nearby, making it the worst natural disaster in the known history of Colombia. So clearly, I mean, combined with Mount St. Helens not long ago, this is all just signs of global warming and greenhouse gases. Everything's heating up.
Now, question.
Oh, the water's boiling. And she, gets the pot and, adds the boiling seawater to the other pot so that's to not, disrupt the temperature difference. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Keep, doing what you're doing. So, question.
Yes.
With all this, what you said, global warming,
yes.
With
greenhouse gases, big problems.
Big problems. With that, with the temperatures rising, is it possible that, if something was frozen in Antarctica, it'd be unfreezing now? Could that be part of the reason why we're seeing these volcano snails coming up?
Well,
maybe they were
if
frozen,
enough of Antarctica
reheated.
thaws, the oceans will rise, completely drowning some settlements and areas. Now, they haven't been hasn't been too much of Antarctica melting yet, but there has been some ice thaw. I mean, Laguna Esmeralda is a glacial-fed lake, which has risen in level over the past couple of decades as well, but also about the past 50 years. Basically, ever since that earthquake in 1949, it's been warming up in the area.
Now, is this
Sounds
localized?
Well, no, it's happening all over the world. However, I have noticed a specific heat increase of this area, which is why I specifically came here to study Fuinguino, because well, A, no one else was doing it, and then B, I figured I'd also be close enough to get some Antarctic wind readings about temperatures, so maybe people would believe me about the greenhouse gases. So, yes, so I was doing some readings. I camped out there for about 10 days. Thankfully, the film crew here picked me up because the boat that was supposed to come get me off the island never showed up. So,
Which boat was that?
oh, it was called the Deja Blue. It was a Chilean boat.
Is that one of the ones on our list?
It's not, but if it was originated from Chile, you're gonna guess
Oh,
that
it wouldn't
didn't
have
come.
been.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been
Okay.
logged. Yeah,
Right, because the volcano's technically in Chile.
technically in
correct?
Chile.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called the Deja Blue. I haven't seen it. I called around about it, and apparently hasn't been back to port.
Yeah, that seems to be going around a lot around these parts.
Yes, it's quite strange. Do you want to know anything else about global warming and volcano?
I'll take some information. Got a pamphlet or something?
She looks so excited to hear you say that, and she opens up her little briefcase that she's got, kind of like a little satchel on her, around her, and she opens it up and she pulls out it's like a thesis paper about global warming and connections to volcanology and the Industrial Revolution and greenhouse gases. It's like a whole thing. But it includes lots of citations of sources from a Dr. Lois Greenaway in 1933, who went on an expedition to Antarctica, and references a lot of her temperature readings back then in comparison to local recent temperature readings and those ships who've also been to Antarctica, because this is a good jumping grounds, because this is the closest landmass to Antarctica in the world. And she goes on to tell you that she has been looking at the Fueguino, and that it's been showing the interesting behavior. You see that the volcano, when a volcano is going to erupt, there are certain signs. The last eruption that it had was recorded in, let's see, where did I write that down? It was in the 20s or 30s. It was the last supposed eruption. It's kind of remote, so people don't have an amazing record of its previous eruptions. But Tierra del Fuego is called Tierra del Fuego. One of the theories is because the volcano was erupting when Magellan came by through the strait, making it the land of fire. But I was taking some readings, and I left some sensors. Actually, I still have some sensors there. I plan to go back maybe later this week or something to check on them. I noticed that there was a low level of tephra deposits, which are something volcanoes make more of when they're going to erupt soon or have erupted. I've also noticed that there were wild temperature fluctuations there's a crater lake in that volcano because it's technically dormant. And some days the temperature would be normal water temperature, other days it would be hot tub temperature. Oh no, the OBS just dropped. But it's fine. I will keep going. Okay, looks like we're back. I don't know what that was, but I fixed it. So, low level of tephra deposits, wild temperature fluctuations, like one day it'd be normal lukewarm temperature, other days it'd be more like a hot tub temperature. A couple of days it was too hot for humans to safely enter a couple hundred degrees. I noticed never quite hit boiling, but it would get up to 150, 160 degrees. I think my highest reading was it briefly hit 172 Fahrenheit. And I noticed that there was an interesting correlation between the earthquakes of the area and these temperature fluctuations of the crater lake. There was also, this is going to sound weird, but some magnetic field fluctuations, disruptions. Some of my equipment is very sensitive to magnetic fields, as that's how you align certain things, and compasses and wind direction and such. So sometimes there wouldn't be any wind, and yet it would, if you held a compass at some points, it would be fine, and other times it would just swing wildly as if it didn't know which pole to head towards, almost as if, have you ever had like a magnet near a compass? Sometimes it disturbs it. It was like that, but there were no magnets around. So, that's most of the strange readings that I got there. Of course, some of my equipment's still there. But.
Right. Now, you did mention that you see signs, like there are signs before a volcano will erupt. Are those the signs you're talking about? That's what you're seeing, that it's gonna erupt?
No, that actually isn't. Those aren't typically the signs. I mean, there is an increase in the frequency intensity of earthquakes. However, there's usually small changes of heat flow of the volcano itself, and I really only noticed it in the water. The rock temperatures seem to stay pretty constant. There's usually a subtle swelling of the ground surface. I haven't noticed any of that. There's also changes in the composition or relative abundances of fumarolic gases, but I haven't seen any of that. And if anything, there's like a low concentration, and there should be a higher concentration or composition.
Interesting.
And they don't indicate the type of eruption or the scale of an expected eruption. Typically, it just shows that there's signs. These precursors can continue for weeks, months, or even years before eruptive activity begins, or they can subside at any time and not be followed by an eruption. In Italy, the Campi Flegrei volcano was showing signs of unrest for over 60 years. It's been quite a long time, and it's not blown its top. So it's showing. I'm really quite baffled. I'm wondering if this is new volcanic activity based on the area warming around it, or what. I have to take more readings, but of course, I had to come back and resupply and some reports and do some things, and I'm just really getting along well with some of the film crew here. They did some recordings, which is very exciting for the documentary. And Professor Marvin Howells, he was a geologist, so we had a lot to talk about as far as volcanic rock composition goes.
Yeah, no, it's good that there doesn't seem to be an imminent explosion or eruption, because that would
doesn't seem like it, but it's
not be good.
Exhibiting quite odd behavior.
Strange, right? Yes. Strange behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And have you noticed anything in the surrounding? Well, I know you said there was the lake. Any fluctuations in the water around the island, the volcanic island itself, anything like that, or has that been?
So I wasn't really testing the temperature of the island waters that much. When I did test, because I had to walk all the way down the crater on the volcano, I did test it about once a day, and it remained fairly constant. It was odd, though. After every earthquake, I noticed there was a bunch of dead fish on shore.
Is that normal for earthquakes?
No. This is gonna sound weird. The fish seemed cooked.
Like they've been boiled?
Yeah, like flash boiled. Something.
What would happen?
But the ocean doesn't just flash boil, so.
What would happen to maybe a large hollow metallic object if something like a flash boil were to happen?
Like a boat.
A boat? Well, the boat would have to be very hot. Very, very hot. I mean, the ocean out here is hypothermically cold. You do not want to go out swimming in that. We're practically in Antarctic waters. Or not quite, but it might as well be. It would have to be a very hot object to incite flash boiling, and the fish would have to be nearby and unaware. I'd have to heat up incredibly quickly. Maybe if an engine exploded, but then I would expect to see more shrapnel, and usually that's on the interior of a boat. I don't know. I thought it odd.
Oh, it sounds odd, definitely.
Lots of strange things going on here. Scientifically.
And energy makes things flash boil, right?
Yes. Boiling is very fast water.
Is sound's a type of energy, isn't it? Vibrations?
Yes.
If someone set off a large enough firecracker underwater, could that do the trick?
Have to do some calculations. I mean, it's theoretically possible, I suppose. I mean, it have to be very large.
Is it possible for sound to boil something?
Can't sound, boil, water. When was that created? Hold up. Stanford University, you crazy. I suppose you'd have to have some type of, high frequency energy, like an X-ray or a microwave or something, which does incorporate use of sound waves to a certain extent. I mean, it's theoretically possible, but it hasn't been done yet. At least not by humans. I mean, a pistol shrimp, technically, is this known yet? Pistol shrimp, boil water, discovered when. Pistol shrimp discovered when.
Pistol shrimp did not exist in the 80s.
It's, it's one of those things where some weird shit has not been discovered till surprisingly recently, and you're like, what? We only know about that for 6 years? That's crazy. Okay. Identified in 1909. Okay, so we'll say yes, because I haven't deep dived into this. Well, a pistol shrimp, when it punches the water, it very briefly like superheats because it moves so fast, but it cools down nearly instantly afterwards because the water surrounding it's very, very cold, but the area immediately surrounding it is incredibly hot for a moment.
So using
it was
that
above
logic,
ground, it would be very loud.
Right.
Hence
so
the name.
using, pistol, yeah. So using that logic, if there was something in the ocean large enough that moved fast enough, it could potentially flash boil some fish.
Theoretically. No, we've not discovered anything, but
Right.
we also haven't explored 85% of the ocean's floor yet, so I'm sure there's many things out there that we don't know about.
Right. Okay. Very, very interesting information. Thank you very much, Doctor. I do appreciate you speaking with us.
Certainly.
I can't think of any more questions. What about you guys?
Parker has like 1,000-yard stare. It's like, oh, too much thinking, too early in the morning.
All right, well, I'm going to do some more readings on these little fellows here. In absence of Professor Howells. You see she takes like a notebook, and you see that the handwriting at the beginning has like her handwriting and someone else's handwriting, and it's just the last few entries have been her writing only.
Handwriting. Okay.
She's just monitoring them. Trying to figure out how to send them to MIT. Pardon me, you have to keep them boiling. Just starts jotting down some things. He pipettes some water, puts it on a little slide. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
I'd be staying here for probably at least a few more days if you have any further questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you. We do appreciate it. And like kind of as we leave, Parker, I think now might be a good time to go check out the Dr. Howell's room.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm back in school, I need to go fuck with something.
Were you destructive in school?
I entertained myself.
Bored, were you?
Yeah, it's surprising how many doors are unlocked and people just assume people won't try them. But this one does have a lock, so pull out the key and I'm gonna go rifle through someone's stuff again.
Wonderful. You go rifle through someone's stuff again.
We'll follow.
Yeah, you go up to Professor Marvin Howell's room. It's in the door, no problem. You open it up. In stark comparison to the previous 3 rooms that you have gone through, which were incredibly messy, this one is incredibly tidy and neat. You see a couple of suitcases. One is opened and appears to have very neatly and nicely folded a bunch of clothing and personal effects. The second one appears to be half shut, and it's full of books and papers. You see his desk is covered with papers and sticky notes and pencils and pens. The bed is neatly made, tucked in. You also notice there is a cassette tape on the desk.
Well, that's obviously enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Going-
start rifling?
And
Please
I'm gonna
do.
look if he's
Rifling check.
this neat.
Very
Hmm.
neat.
I'm gonna see if there's anything like obvious, like you know how like sometimes you can like make a little tripwire so you know if someone's been in your room or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna look for anything hidden, if that's
Yeah.
alright.
Anyone looking for things in this room, give me spot hidden checks.
It's gonna be one of those days.
You don't find any indicators of him having anything to show if someone's been in this room or not.
I think we're good.
Right. Irina, are you rifling through as well, or are you just observing?
I think it's just looking around to see whatever catches my eye,
Okay.
just to help. But
Sure. So Bobby May, you rifle through things. The suitcases, the clothes one is only clothes. It's very uninteresting. Lots of jackets with like the padded elbows, elbow patches. It's very
Like
professorly. Yo, so much tweed. So much tweed. So much tweed. This man was obviously a professor and has been professoring for quite some time. With how organized this is, there's a lot of textbooks and like research type books of the area in the second suitcase. On the desk, you actually see that he appears to be outlining a book. It appears that he was starting to write a book about his experiences here on this expedition. You see sticky notes about certain things like snails? ? There's also a few sticky notes with like very corny jokes, like about rocks or like history, and like really like find a way to work this in. People will like watching that, right? And it's like a little joke.
Oh, that's adorable.
There's also like a couple positive affirmations, like think happy thoughts, and like just little post-it notes everywhere, little pieces of paper, and then you also see that in his book outline, it's got like it's very rough. It's kind of just a basic outline, but there's a bunch of notes. It seems he was taking notes every day of the things that went on. It seems to be in a very professorly type of way, so lots of shorthand. Also, again, with the little quips to the side of little comments, and a couple smoky remarks about a couple of things. Seems that he got here on the first day, was very excited to meet everyone. A little nervous, but excited about the future prospects of the submarine. Need to get a good night's sleep before going to the lake. Notes about the artifacts found at the lake. He believes they might be Selknam in origin, which is the local indigenous people of the area.
Okay.
Says that Danny was trying to secure an interview with some of the locals, but they seemed to be reluctant, almost fearful apparently, to want to come forward and speak, but they did find someone in Buenos Aires to speak to, and there are a lot of notes from that conversation. Lots of history on their people and that culture. There is also, he believes the statues may be one of their figures of deities, Temaquel, or Kenos, which was a bit more akin to their own form. Uncertain as the lady he spoke with, Ermelinda, seemed unsure herself when presented with these artifacts, but was very excited at the prospect of them being discovered in Laguna Esmeralda, since not even the Inca wanted to come this far south because it was too darn cold. So it was kind of isolated from the rest of civilizations to only contain 3 tribes of the area, which kind of just lived here for hundreds of years undisturbed until, people moved in and kind of genocided them. So a bit of a sad history, and he's got some notes on things and like a couple of books to look into to flesh out this topic a bit more. And he also has notes on how Tanner's experience at the lake seemed odd, but he's sure it's probably just him not being used to scuba-ing, and he's, main camera guy for this expedition.
And so Tanner wanted to go in deeper, right? Like he was like...
Yes, he apparently felt compelled... Right in the mouth, thank you. Felt compelled to swim into the black sand. But he wanted to keep it quiet because he thinks it might have just been a, freak out from the earthquake or something. Oxygen, yeah. Cold. It's also very cold in Laguna Esmeralda, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said there was a cassette tape.
There is a cassette tape, and there's a sticky note next to it that says, Heather told me to start recording my thoughts because the average intelligence of the film crew wouldn't appreciate my personal thoughts on things, so I should save it for my friends, save these grand ideas and thoughts for my friends at MIT and fellow scholastic people. You get the idea that Heather was like, hey, you're talking to us a lot, and I just don't think these people get it or appreciate you. Maybe you should just record it. Here's a cassette tape. Yeah.
Okay. Is there like a Walkman or something like that around?
You don't see one in this room. You're guessing he has just one of those recording things.
Yeah.
But you do recall that you did see one of those in Tanner's room.
In Tanner's room. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Heather also seemed to have one.
Yeah. I'll take the cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanner's room is close, right?
Yeah, it's right next door.
Okay. Parker, darling, do you happen to have the key to Tanner's room?
Huh. I know. Didn't Heather let me in last time?
She did, yes.
Oh, she did.
So
okay.
Heather would have the key.
Heather's got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you find anything interesting over there?
A couple doors down, yeah.
Yeah. Just a lot of notes. It seems like the doctor was trying to write a book. He's got some interesting information about the interview that they did over in Buenos Aires. He was concerned for Tanner after his experience in the lake with the diving and the earthquake and him wanting to go deeper into the black sand. Nothing really stood out to me. I'm gonna go get a Walkman. I'm gonna go see if Heather's got one so I can listen to what he was saying.
There would have been a sticky note that says, taking fresh cassettes to the sub.
Okay.
Don't want to run out of time.
Anything penguin related?
No, nothing penguin.
Yeah, not really much mention of Doris.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no penguins. He's got a lot of rock jokes in his notes, which is kind of adorable. I kind of love it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
Cool.
All right, you go down the hall. It's 3 doors down and across. It's not very far.
Okay. Yeah,
Dr.
I'm gonna
Garland,
see.
How are you with do you view morality as a black and white substance or something kind of like a bit of gray in the middle?
Morality?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to breaking in and stealing stuff that you probably shouldn't.
Oh, I feel like if there's something to be gained that can benefit something else in the long run, then perhaps we can bend the rules a little bit to achieve that.
You're all right, Doc. You know that?
Go to Heather's room. The door's kind of still a little ajar from when you left it. You hear Heather inside typing away. Copy May.
I'm just gonna poke my head in. Heather, darling, do you have a Walkman or something like that I could borrow?
Yeah, no, there's one in the drawer of the side table right there.
Perfect. Thank you, darling. I will bring it back.
Thanks. She goes back to editing.
I'm gonna put
Looks like she's trying to hook up a reel to convert it to the computer. Yeah.
Tape. Yeah. I'll grab the Walkman, pop in the doctor's tape, and start listening.
All right. So you listen to the recordings. You put the cassette in, starts rolling. It seems like he rewound it to the very beginning. Because He's wholesome.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, please rewind. You hear?
Hello? Hello? Testing, testing. Let's see if this works. Oh, it did work. Oh, jolly good. Hello. Heather has given me this recording device to record my thoughts, I guess. She said it would be something for extra, so that, well, we don't use all the film, and if I have a sudden, attack of inspiration for something, then I could jot it down instead of writing it down in my notes, put it on here so I can hear it back and use it for the show. So that's good. So goodbye. So we are back from our trip to the lake, and I must say it was rather exciting. We got some wonderful artifacts and specimens, which I'm sure that will be explained. I can't wait to get my hands on them to really have a look at them. This could be a revolutionary find. Yes, and I will say Tanner and Wash did wonderful with their dive-in. They should be commended. Although I think they were underwater a bit too much, or maybe it was a little too cold. They said something along the lines of being drawn to black swirling sand. Yes, I think the cold got to them a bit too much. Still, I've got plenty of artifacts to look for, and next trip is to a wonderful volcano. Now, that will be something to look forward to.
And I'm gonna pause before I play the next one because Nugget can't hear them. So I'm going to just send them to her very, very quickly because I have them right here. So, I'll play the next one because it's gonna be a second.
So the lights went out, and, well, we all received somewhat, disturbing messages of saying us to all go home. I'm not entirely sure what we have done to warrant such hostility from the locals. I never want to interfere in people's lives. I just want to learn and share it to the world. But I guess maybe if they are a private community, maybe they don't want that. I'm not sure if someone in the crew has upset them. I don't think so, but, well, it's just a little worrying. And then obviously when the lights went out, it seemed just a little bit too coincidental that the lights were to go out, and, well, that and the sabotage of the audio equipment and the film. That is somewhat worrying, but we're going to take steps to ensure that it never happens again, and to get some more film. Yes, I'm certain it won't happen again. Hello. This is a recording just before I'm going on the drive to Buenos Aires for a supply run, I guess. I think Uriah needed a new engine part or something, but it gave us a beautiful opportunity to finally interview that person of the Selknam lineage, to perhaps see if she has any idea from the lovely artifacts that we found in the lake. So that's quite exciting. I've just finished packing, and yes, it shouldn't take too long, I guess, although a 3-day drive does seem somewhat onerous. Tanner came to me today, and the poor boy seemed a bit shaken, at least more than usual. He told me a story of his past, of his family. And when he finished, he looked at me as if well, begging me for answers. Begging me to, I don't know, maybe ease something, to put some logic to a situation that maybe he found illogical. I didn't have the heart to tell him what I truly felt. Honestly, I just think he needed to get it off his chest and have someone listen to him. But I guess sometimes that's all you need.
Almost to the end of the cassette now. It seems that there's one last recording.
Mhm.
Well, the sub is almost ready, and we will be going down in it very, very shortly. I can't deny that I am equally excited and terrified by the prospect. I mean, who wouldn't be? A small metal box going down into the crushing blue that, well, that would bring out anyone's anxiety. Still, I'm very confident that Wash and Uriah will get us down there and bring us back up safely. Though, I must admit that recently, since coming back from the supply run, I've been thinking more on my mortality. I guess it's somewhat common for someone my age to think about the end and what legacy they will leave behind. What legacy will I leave behind? Maybe this is my last chance to, I don't know, leave an impact on the world, to have just someone remember me. If this goes right... No. I'm sorry, this headache is... It's funny. On the road trip, I didn't even notice a single headache. It was just... You just felt good. You just felt so much, in fact, that I danced with Danny multiple times. It was like being young again, but ever since coming back, it's just stress. I'm just worried about what's going to happen. Which is normal, I suppose. Yes, it's just stress. Well, I'm sure I will look on this audio recording and laugh when I come back.
With that, tape clicks. Stop.
I think Bobby will rewind it.
Uh-huh.
And then I think she'll listen through it a second time.
Okay.
Do I hear anything in the background? Anything like Bobby's does the what am I trying to ask? Yeah, let's just start with that. Do I hear anything in the background? Any noises? Do I hear that strange transmission sound? Anything like that in his recordings?
Give me a listen check.
Listen.
Can I also have a listen just in case as well?
Certainly.
Especially the
Hard
one where he
success.
talks about... Yeah. Oops, can't hear anything.
Oops, can't hear anything. Alright, you're just too busy thinking about the contents of the audio. The tone of his voice. I mean, you listen to music. You're listening. You are hearing a decline a bit as from the chipper beginning of "Hello, Heather got me this recording" to that last recording. Bobby May, you hear that decline as well. You hear the stress kick in, the headache maybe. He doesn't sound as well as he did in his first room. You're listening for background noise. Just you're listening, and you don't have, it's a cassette recorder, like it's a Walkman. It's not.
Yeah, nothing fancy.
It's nothing fancy. However, you do notice it's not that sound that the transmitter, it's a weird kind of warble almost. You know how every cassette tape, those of you who are old enough to remember cassette tapes, has that kind of slightly distortedness to it. This one has that, but at times it's almost got a rhythmic warble. Some recordings have them. Some of the recordings do not.
Okay. Which recordings do?
It seems to get worse as it goes on. The warble becomes more prominent at the end. It's almost imperceptible at the beginning. I would say that the lake recording and the 3-day drive. The 3-day drive did not have the warble.
Okay.
That also seemed to be the one where he was leaving or already left the area.
Right.
Yes. But it's got a weird rhythmic warble. And with your hard success, it's almost got like a heartbeat type rhythm. And it's just overlaying the tape, almost like a filter, like a sine wave, but
Right. Okay. I don't think Bobby points that out.
okay. Just a weird warble. Almost as if, well, how much do you know about cassette tapes? Probably not but you do know about film. So, some older types of film have like special coatings. You know that cassette tape has a magnetic coating on it. Almost sounds as if the magnetic coating is a bit distorted to give it that whole overarching warble.
Right. Okay. And Dr. Renee Helen? Renee
Dr. Renee
Nelson was saying that there was weird fluctuations in the magnetic field. Okay. Interesting. Bobby just tucks that information away for now.
Okay. That's what you notice.
Parker would like to, once everyone's done playing back and listening and such, if y'all don't mind, I'd like to hold on to that cassette tape. Mementos, items from people. Just something I have a kind of a attachment to.
Especially in case they already died. I get it.
Yeah. Do you mind if I hold on to it? I just want to keep listening and seeing if there's anything else that I might hear.
Oh yeah, of course. But if we
I can
still have
definitely.
it, if
Yeah,
we
I
still
can
have
definitely
it
hand
and
it
we're
over.
going home, and then
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll hand it over. Not a problem.
You're standing in the very tidy room of this seemingly fairly gentle Professor Marvin Howells, set up for his return from his dive in the submarine.
I don't know where to go from here, y'all.
It's about lunchtime.
Oh. Food might be a good start.
I'm
So-
game.
Seems that the headaches aren't just us.
No, the crew said they've had it as well, and it seems like the other 4 might have. I mean, the doctor definitely did, Dr. Howells.
That's mildly concerning.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about y'all, but if I had been in his class while he was teaching, I would not be paying a single attention to anything he said.
At least it talked about rocks.
Yeah. No, I mean like his voice was very soothing, like I wouldn't focus on the words kind of thing.
Tom
Oh,
has such
yeah.
a soothing voice.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not
Yeah,
the only
I think Bobby is like, and I mean, like, just it's one of those voices that like you would love to listen to, kind of thing. And I think
Fall
Bobby
asleep.
is just like the slightest bit infatuated with it.
Nice voice.
Part of why she wants to keep it.
Make a copy.
Yeah. Also, that warble concerns her.
That's weird.
So lunch then. Food.
Yep. Maybe you could tell us more about that, your investigation, Doctor. Maybe a bit more details?
Yeah, about the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh, there was no dinosaur, but I'd be happy to tell you about what I did find.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think as y'all head down for lunch, I'm guessing downstairs where there's free food, I think that's where we're going to end it for today. We will pick up next week, hopefully, with our dear Teddy, and he can hear all about the dinosaur story too. Well, after he goes through what he has to go through first. So, wonderful, everyone. Why don't we go around and say who we are, who we're playing, and some of your favorite moments from tonight's game. I know that it was kind of a bit of a recap-y-roo, but I feel like you also delved deeper into some of the things. Bringing up your timeline of events a bit, I think, made you think about some other things, which I'm very excited about. So we'll go in the same order we started with, which is Dr. Bronwyn Hughes. How was today for you? Welcome to
Today
Ushuaia.
was so much fun. Thank you guys so much. This was great. I loved playing with everybody. I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to take part in future sessions, hopefully, if you'll have me. And I apologize for the cat.
Never.
She is inevitable. So I'm Hannah. You can find me on Twitter at Hanimation and on Blue Sky at Just Plain Animation and everywhere else at Hanimation Studios. You can find me again on Saturday over on the Wandering DMs channel for Scion. And then after that, back over here for more Call of Cthulhu. Very excited about that. I don't have anything else to pitch, I don't think.
Alrighty.
Very happy to be here.
Wonderful. Do you have any favorite moments from tonight's game?
Honestly, I just enjoyed getting to know everybody, all the cast, and like seeing all the different personalities and how they all, everybody was so welcoming to Bronwyn, like immediately. Even Parker warmed up to her really quickly, which is, I feel like, is a feat with Parker. So, I'm just like, my energy is through the roof. I'm so excited to play with you guys more, and I can't wait for the inevitable shenanigans that happen now that Bronwyn is a part of the group.
I am happy to hear that, and yes, I think being a doctor helped with Parker, since they had a very serious conversation about death and when do we know to pull out last week. So, someone who's not a doctor, though, would be Miss Irina Zhao. How is tonight for you? Made a lot of faces.
I certainly did. There's a lot of thoughts, the headaches, the I think I like the irony of today's session for sure. The I don't believe in magic doctor coming in with Cabal Wednesday's treats. That was peak. It was, wonderful to meet Hannah. And the cassette tapes, the reveals. It's there's a lot of intrigue, and I'm excited. Especially because I'm down a whopping 1 sanity so far. So
I know, big deal.
I know, very big deal. So as for who I am, I'm playing Irina Zhao, our sound technician, ex-pianist, who definitely was not a doctor. Yes, she failed her parents. And as for who I am Loria Lark. You can find me here every Wednesday. And otherwise, I will be playing video games.
That's a great thing to do.
Under a rock.
Wonderful. Well, someone who's lost definitely more than 1 sanity so far this campaign would be Bobby May. Dean, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and yeah, Bobby has lost 8 whole sanity from the the start of this campaign from her intro to now, which is concerning, and I'm not optimistic about my future. It'll be fine. I'm Nuggetosaurus. You can find me pretty much exclusively on Lindy's channel. I'm here on Mondays playing a bard in our Mondays in Exandria campaign. I am also the Gate Master for our every other Tuesday Stargate Flames of Hope game, which we will be back with that on November 7th. No game next week, but we will be back with also our guest, Trooper SJP, will be back as well. They are guesting with us, doing an amazing job as a ship AI that's more alive than they might realize. So you can also find me here on Wednesdays in this game playing a photojournalist who doesn't know what she's doing and is just very concerned about a lot of things and doesn't know how to process it.
Make the best decisions.
The best decisions. I'm not sneaky at all. I'm not, turning on transmitters in my dreams and making things worse. Absolutely not. My favorite part, I always love interacting with the poster in my dream darkroom. I just vibe checking eyes is just, I love the thought of that. I really liked meeting Dr. Bronwyn Hughes. I think she's a very interesting character. I'm very excited to see, how Bronwyn fits in with the group, and I'm interested to see how Teddy's going to react as well to a new person. So that'll be interesting. And then I also really liked I always love it when we sit down and eat. I feel like we have some of the best moments with our group whenever we're having a meal. So that was a lot of fun at breakfast this morning. And yeah, that's me. I'm very excited for next week.
Someone who is also excited for next week would be Parker Lee Yutsai.
Hey, I'm very excited for next week. I had a lot of fun playing Parker today, being typical Parker, making trouble where there is no trouble to be had. This is all I'm really doing online so far, but something else might be coming down the pipe soon. But yeah, today was a lot of fun, getting a new character introduced, learning about them. Also, the review is very helpful because there's a lot of information and a lot of mystery going along, so I appreciate that on a personal level. Also, just like we just found out about the spies the other day, so it just felt right to well, how do we know this person's actually Dr. Bronwyn Hughes? But yeah, I have to agree with Bobby May. Just the talk around the table up till our last supper, I feel like makes for some really good character moments, and we seem to be learning more and more about all these. We have so many puzzle pieces, and I have no idea how they'll fit together until we get there. So I'm excited to figure out how.
Wonderful, wonderful. Me too. I'm loving building. I'm a puzzle maker right now, and it's very interesting because this is my first completely homebrew Call of Cthulhu game. Before then, I used Beyond the Mountains Madness as a module. Well, I guess it's my second one. The other one was Pulp Cthulhu, though. It was a little different. It was meant to be a comedy. This one's not. Surprise. It's been ambitious of an endeavor, but I think it's going really well so far. Everyone of my players, and so far I've had you 5, the other 4 in Group A, and then, of course, Jess and Steve. Thanks again for guesting today, by the way. So I guess that makes 11 people. They've all given me such wonderful gifts as a GM. That's all I have to say, is they all are just so generous with their gift giving. Thanks, Tom, for the recordings. I know you're watching these, so I can't wait for you to be all, excited that we got to them today, and embarrassed that we said how lovely your voice was. So you just have to accept it. It's not just me. We love you. But my favorite moments of tonight's game, oh goodness, I really enjoyed y'all finding the cassette tapes, because I've been holding on to those for a while. So you finally got into the good professor's room, and just saw the stark contrast between him and some of the other people so far, and your recap for Dr. Bronwyn, and I also just really enjoyed getting to be the global warming happy scientist of the 1980s that no one believed. No one was everyone was psh, global warming, whatever. Psh. hold the ozone layer, whatever. So the scientists were a little desperate at the time, and I just love getting to play a desperate volcanologist with weird volcano behavior. So strange. I also just really enjoy y'all's line of thinking. This is all of y'all's first Call of Cthulhu campaign, and it's so interesting to see which puzzle pieces you put together, what decisions you make, and the things that you do, and I am just living for it. So, I'm on like 5 hours of sleep, so I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. I do have a little recorded outro for Jess and Steve, which I'll play before our... Thanks for watching. But you can find us here on a Monday for Mondays in Exandria. I'm very excited. Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday for Stargate Flames of Hope. And of course here, again, next week, hopefully with a full cast. For more Below the Land of Fire, where things are going really, really well. So well! And I wouldn't have any concerns about anything whatsoever, and Teddy is just fine. So thanks, and until next time, have fun and play games! Thank you too so much. If you have anything you want to plug, go ahead. Here's your chance to do it now. Where can we find what's at least your social media, you lovely, beautiful people that I adore, who survived half survived my first campaign.
Mostly survived.
Well, my other one died. But
Yeah, the
this
first
one
one died.
survived.
This is
Your
round
doctor
2.
died. We're gonna send them a doctor and see what happens.
But yeah, no problem.
I did not
yes,
want a psychologist.
Yeah, not a psychologist. That's
She's
the worst
not
one
a
to send.
psychologist, I did ask.
Oh, thank God. Survival is going up by the
Yeah,
moment.
that helps.
Yeah, so I'm not really around too much anymore, but I'm a Hollowtail on YouTube, Hollowtail, or of course on Twitter, Hollowtail as well. I also am the voice of the Institute on the Templin Institute, which is a YouTube channel. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
inviting me on.
absolutely adore you. It's good to have you back and reprising this little snippets for the main group. And of course, Jess.
Of course. Yeah, I too am not around a ton, but you can find me as Little Cup of Joe on Twitch and basically anything on the internet. I am also a voice actor, and you can hear me in some games and stuff. It's pretty neat.
That's super cool. We like games, obviously. That's why we're here. And some of us have played way too many hours of certain games lately, but it's fine. So, thank you all very much, and until next time.